And we are live, everyone. Welcome. Let's begin. We're going to do our recap a little bit differently today than we have in the past. I've written up a little synopsis here of our last story, and I'm going to have you all read it out for us. Audrey, why don't you start here and do our first two major paragraphs.
Okay. Right. During the first day at the Mage Tower, the following occurred. You awoke on the lower level, witnessing a vision of the tower's origins through the eyes of the exiled Araxis mages. I cannot pronounce all these, and I cannot remember. I'm sorry. Tarum,
No worries.
Cillian, Alcor. Upon reaching the ground floor, you are greeted by Alistair, professor of star seeking. He introduced you to the basic concepts of the Mage Tower, your new home, a 2-meal cycle interspersed with 2 classes and a midday break. Here exists a 4-day week.
And Gina, would you read for us the list of people that you met?
Where do we have that?
Go ahead and pop it
3
up.
paragraphs down.
Should be our bolded names here under you met a number of students.
Got it. So we met Lomai, a first level, and our current roommate. We met Johnston, who's a friendly 3rd level student. Salla, an intimidating 4th level student with connections. Lois, an associate of Salla who gave you Virgin Crystal Dust. And Alvina, a 6th level student who rose to the levels at an alarming rate, and Contrapolis, a grumpy old gnome who arrived with us.
All right. And Paul, why don't you bring us out?
You participated in 2 classes, Nature with Professor Hoban and Dueling with Professor Grimbold. During the Nature class, a small bee took a liking to Rhiannon. While exploring the library, Bernardo's somewhat visible sword noted the location of a stone which it desires in a locked section. And, at the culmination of the Dueling class, Erin experienced a surge of wild magic which seemed to increase her power.
Which is where we will bring all of you at this point. Having just stepped out of your class, the doors swinging closed behind you, Alvina, the experienced student, which just spoke with some of you, moving off in the other direction, and Cedric, the 1st level student that was your partner, Bernardo, kind of following in line behind you, kind of curiously, as it is now time to head towards the evening meal. So, you may proceed as you wish, as well as discuss any happenings.
Well, that was certainly interesting.
That's the way to say it.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll pick up a little bit as time goes on. We learn new things. It's a shame that they can only appreciate one line of thinking. Very linear. No wonder. Look at the place.
Cedric will butt behind Bernardo and come and say, "Yeah, what was that spell you used to destroy that target?"
That was just what happens when you combine a martial and magical tradition.
Oh,
Swordplay can beat the spell many a time.
so you have an invisible sword.
It's not as much invisible as if you believe it happens. It happens. I very much believe in my power.
I'm sorry, I don't really understand, but I take you at your word for it.
Well, you saw what happened. Now imagine getting hit by that.
I'd like not to, frankly. Really?
See, traditional defenses like your shield spell are only marginally effective against this. It can't be stopped by such a thing.
Really? Do tell me more. As you continue to walk.
He goes into the various finer, intricate details of swordplay and fencing in general, explaining that the shield's ability to absorb magic missiles does not work on such a magic.
Rhiannon, Aaron, are you keeping up? Do you have anything to
Yeah,
discuss, or just moving forward?
just kind of moving down the hall.
Bernardo kind of wants to mention now, Aaron's magical surge was visible, yes?
It was visible so far as her spell seemed to kind of instantaneously become more powerful and spew out extra missiles.
Just Bernardo kind of low key just remarks that, Aaron, you've got something going on. Saw quite a display from you, even if the others may or may not have noticed it. I certainly did. Well done.
Thank you. It's really no big deal.
Well, you seem to impress the professors, so I would say if that's your goal, it's very much a big deal.
Yeah, it's nice being noticed.
Bernardo just kind of chuckles and keeps walking.
Making your way to the staircase, I presume you will take the way all the way down to the dinner hall, where you can have your meal which your stomachs are very much desiring at this time. Right.
Yes.
You're arriving. Proceed.
Is that the maintenance goblin?
That is the clerical goblin. He doesn't do maintenance, but he passes out the papers.
So he's a cloblin.
He's... You may call him that if you like. As you enter the hall, not only do you see several new professors which you hadn't recognized previously, but you also notice that your prior spot at the tables is occupied by a couple of individuals. So you'd like to try and take that space for your own or find somewhere else. That's entirely up to you.
Didn't Alvina say she wanted to meet with us at dinner?
I believe she said at breakfast.
Okay, that's fine. I might have gotten confused.
Did the people in the spot seem expectant?
They don't seem... No, I would say that
They're
they just seem
eating
to
their
be...
food normally.
Yeah, sitting there eating.
It would see that we don't have assigned seating, so I don't really care if they're sitting where I sat yesterday. I'll just go sit down here. It was a long time ago. It seems like yesterday to me.
I don't.
I mean, they only serve 2 meals here, and I'm accustomed to the normal 6, so it's gonna take quite some getting used to.
Normal 6.
Yes, 6. It's what keeps you healthy. And he pats his belly.
Honestly,
just
2
kinda-
meals is a luxury.
I'm used to just kind of snacking throughout the day.
One day, not right now, but one day you will have to tell me about your living conditions growing up. It seems dreadful. I mean, your servants should be fired if they only let you eat less than twice a day. That's just ridiculous.
Servants? I didn't even have a home. I lived on the street, homeless. So yes, I was lucky if I had 1 meal a day.
That just sounds terrible.
You do realize that most people don't have servants, right?
You have servants here.
Well, yeah, this is a first. We just all kind of pitched in and made it work.
This individual will approach your table as this is discussed, several plates on hand, and says, here you are, and for you, here, enjoy, passing out several plates of food. Yes, indeed. It's my duty to serve. It's off.
Oh, thank you, but I think you forgot a fork.
Oh, apologies. I will be right back with one.
Oh, I wasn't sure if they
Brushes off.
expected me to eat with my fingers.
Erin's already digging in with her hands.
The two first-year students who are sat alongside you seem to mostly kind of be engaged in their own one-on-one conversation, through which Lo Mei kind of jumps herself onto the table a bit so as to kind of peek through the line of conversation to you three, and says, so, dueling. That was fun, wasn't it?
It was something.
Pose?
How was your
More
first
fun than
day?
anything else.
Good first day?
I have a friend. I point to the bee sitting in my ear still.
Wasn't horrible.
Took a liking to me. I'm fine with it. It's a little odd to have a bee in my ear, but...
Well, great. I'm sure you'll feel
Whatever.
fine at home no time.
Is it a carpenter bee or a honeybee?
Honeybee, I guess?
Oh, okay.
Again,
If it was a carpenter bee, you want to be careful. He might dig down deep into your brain in search of wood.
Nothing up there. I mean, not wood up there. Okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Bernardo is not rudely, but deliberately avoiding answering her question about how the day was. Instead, he wants to ask about the blocked off section in the library and generally what's kept there.
Oh, she says, well, I haven't been in there. As far as I know, you have to be a 5th level student or higher to access the restricted area. But I think they've just kind of got some books in there that more experienced students should be handling. Maybe a couple of knickknacks. I don't know. Hasn't been a concern for me.
Well, Ome, you've been such a help already. I appreciate everything that you've, shared with us so freely.
Oh,
And
I'm
if
so happy to be
in
able to
your
be helpful.
Travels, you could actually come across some information regarding, the locks or just, what's in there in general. That would be great. It's a little vague. Knickknacks. I don't know. It just seems enticing somehow. You ever get that urge or wonder to just learn something new? This is one of those times.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I'm here. I'm learning so many new things.
Okay.
Just
He-
don't
he's-
understand why knickknacks are restricted. I mean...
He's trying to basically urge her to find out more information for him.
Okay. Interesting. She may have picked up on that. At this time, something definitely catches the eyes of all three of you. As a man you don't recognize enters the room. He's fairly tall, wearing dark robes and a skull cap, with a large white beard. And as he steps into the room, you notice that a number of other students see the man. And those that do all sort of straighten their posture a bit. And the man simply walks up towards your gnomish associate, looks down at him and says, Metropolis? You are? The gnome says, yeah, what of it? Says, I would care to speak with you, my good friend. Says, I'm not your friend. What do you want to speak to me about? Says, a great many things, which should likely not be said in such a space. As he gestures to the openness of the room, Metropolis says, see you losers, to the people he was sitting with, hops up from the bench, following the individual out of the room. As they depart, Lomé kind of nudges in the direction of you guys and says, "That was the headmaster. That's Headmaster Barrows. He doesn't usually come down from the top of the tower. Guess our friend was something real special. After all, we did see him take a bunch of magical missiles and stay standing. Isn't that exciting? We should congratulate him when we see him next."
You do realize that much like the three of us, he isn't here of his own volition.
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of hard for me to reconcile. Like, I so wanted to come here. I chose to. It was a privilege. I applied, I studied, I learned, and I don't know, I guess to me it's sort of like you guys don't really know what you've got yet.
I do though. Well, not here. I know what I had. I lived in a village full of other people with magic, and it wasn't something secret. You didn't have to go hide in a tower with no windows to go do it. You just did it.
Let's try this, Lomé.
Yeah.
Everybody at the table, including Cedric, raise your hand if you want to be here.
She raises her hand, and Cedric shrugs.
Bernardo does not, so Cedric raises his hand.
Yeah. A bit more timid, but he does.
Rhiannon actually sits on her hands.
Okay.
Erin folds her arms, like crosses her arms.
So you see, Lomé, we apologize, but we don't share your enthusiasm.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I just kind of wish that things were better for you. And have hoped
That's a noble wish.
Hope that they'll improve. I mean, I get to send a letter to my family every month. Maybe, Rhiannon, we can see about getting that set up for you?
That would be amazing.
Okay. I'll have to catch the clerical goblin next time he's around. Oh, she kind of looks around. I don't see him.
Do you see them often? Because it just seems like they
Oh no,
pop
there's
up
just
and then
one of them.
disappear again. Wait, there's just a clerical goblin. There's like one. And he drops off all the schedules every week. And, okay, now I understand why he just randomly disappears.
Sounds like a typical bureaucrat.
I don't know what a bureaucrat is.
I'm sorry. I'll have to
I don't think I want to if it's something
change my words.
Clerical. And a weird goblin that keeps popping up and disappearing again. I kind of feel bad for him. Seems like a lot of work for one little guy.
Are you offering to help him during your downtime?
Not at all.
That would be truly noble endeavor.
Lomé would say,
no.
"Oh, I'm sure he'd really appreciate that."
No.
It's settled then. Rhiannon, you're making friends left and right.
What?
I believe she said no.
The longer I know you, the more you annoy me. I'm not going to say I dislike you, but I am annoyed.
That's the sign of true friendship, is being able to be annoyed and keep coming back for more.
We're literally stuck here.
Exactly. Captive audience. I love it.
Erin's just going to throw a piece of food at Bernardo's forehead.
So he just takes the mashed potatoes that's stuck to his forehead and he just kind of eats it.
At this time, Cedric will get up from the table and say, "Well, I'm tired. All that dueling took a lot out of me. Y'all have a good night."
You as well.
Cedric. Not the talkative one, I see.
Lomé says, "Yeah, I actually haven't really had a conversation with him before, and I have a conversation with most people."
How many repeat conversations do you have? Do they ask you back?
It depends on the person.
Would you say, in general, you've been recepted well? received well?
I like to think so. But yeah, I
Words.
have a lot of repeat conversations. I go and talk to people again.
Okay.
At this time, your meal is complete, and there are no additional individuals seeking to visit your table, so whenever you are ready to rest, you may move to do so.
Bernardo's gonna wait till Lomé gets up and then see if he can talk to Rhiannon and Aaron without Lomé there.
She'll eventually kind of give a big yawn and say, "Okay, I'll see you upstairs."
Dan.
When she's out of earshot, he'll say, "Something strikes me as odd. She's very much a people pleaser, and I have nothing against her. But there are definitely factions formed in this place. And who knows what people are telling others. We just randomly let everyone come sit with us and join in our conversations. Do you guys have any input as to that, or should we be more selective in our companions?"
We've only been here a day and we barely know anybody. I think perhaps figuring out what these factions are before being selective about it.
I agree. I think it's a good idea to get to suss people out first.
Yes. I just have to remember that not everybody shares the same viewpoint as we do.
No, that's fine. I'm honestly not exactly against telling them because I don't know how many people realize that some of us are prisoners.
I didn't understand Lomé. Is she able to leave whenever she wants? She keeps saying, "I chose to be here." Does that mean she could get up and walk out anytime?
That's something I don't understand, and I think we need to suss out. Maybe
See,
from
if she-
somebody else who's applied to be here. Not Lomé. She seems really ecstatic to be here.
She seems so fluffy that she might be a plant. That's what I'm saying. Not a plant in the sense of Rhiannon's plant, but more of a espionage. Bernardo just starts elaborating on some wild spy theory that he has.
She's a bit naive, honestly.
Or is it an act? He's thinking no one can be that stupid.
No, I think
You'd
if
be
any,
surprised.
those folks are the ones that get taken advantage of.
Hmm.
Smart, but not people accustomed.
I think you hit it on the nose. My concern is that she's easily manipulated to give away, let's just say, our trade secrets. If and when we have any.
I just have a B. I don't really have trade secrets, so.
You'll get there. Don't worry.
If we get any, we just don't tell them to her.
Yeah.
Or
But again,
anybody.
I think perhaps talking to somebody who's applied to be here, who's less excited to be here, and find out if
Less
they can
naive.
leave. Honestly, Cedric might be the person. He wasn't as, yes, I'm here on purpose.
Well, Cedric was one of the reasons that my gut was telling me something was different. Lomé is obvious and consistent. Cedric, in and out, attempted to have a conversation but didn't contribute much. More of a listener than a talker. Those kind of people make me uneasy.
Unless he hasn't been here for much longer than us and is still trying to suss everybody out. That's
True.
the other thing. I don't know how long anybody's been here. Concept of classes here is a little unique.
Just something to think about
Oh no.
as we go about our business.
I understand.
We won't trust anybody here until we really suss people out.
Mhm.
Agreed. And he's done with the, conversation.
Alrighty. Shall we head upstairs and roll over into the evening cycle?
Yeah.
Y'all Head over to the stairs at your will.
These stairs, right? Yeah, these stairs, right? Yes.
As we walk by one of the suits of armor, Bernardo just casually thinks out loud about, I wonder if the three of us could take that one. Like, as in a fight.
I just look further down the wall and go, I have a feeling his friend might help.
True. Maybe we could just ask it to just do a 3-on-1 instead of have his friend help. They seem very agreeable.
As you begin making your way up the stairs, you come to here.
He's just making nonsensical conversation at that point.
Yeah,
like,
no, Rihanna's
it's pointless.
Just like, yeah, she's like, no.
As you come to the top of the stairs here, you can hear a little bit of whimpering. You see the tiefling woman, Salla, whom had introduced herself to you before, somewhat standing over another student. You can see a couple of other individuals that seem to be her associates, kind of smirking, arms crossed, and she says, well, come on now, to this younger apprentice who seems to kind of be sitting against the wall, cowardly. Says, is it done? He says, I haven't had the chance yet. You see, she says, so it's not done. He says, no, but I can do it tonight. She says, be great. Why don't you make sure that the work is done tonight and is left in my cauldron come the morning, and we won't have any problems, okay? He says, well, that's right, Salla. I won't sleep until it's done. She says, that's what I like to hear. Good night. Starts walking away. As she turns away from him, catches a glimpse of you, Aaron, at the top of the stairs and says, hi. And then turns and walks off. Headed towards an upper floor.
Rhiannon goes over to the student who's on the floor.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. I just, I took on a little more than I could handle, but, that's just kind of how things go sometimes. Sorry, don't you worry about me. I'll get right on it. You folks have a fine night.
Are you sure you don't need help?
No, I mean, I just need to get a bunch of homework done. That's not really something that I'd get you guys involved with. Best not to share my indebtedness.
So you owe her doing her work for her?
I don't like to think of it that way. I see it as helping out.
Whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I get some extra crystal powder come the end of the cycle. So, it all kind of works out for me, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
And what was your name again? Sorry, I didn't catch your friend.
I'm Gregor. Hi. Who are you?
I am the great Bernardo Shagwell of the House of Shag. Surely you must have heard of me.
No good, Mr. Shag. I've never heard of you. Good night to you, ladies, and sir.
He just chuckles a little bit
off.
as he walks off.
Doesn't seem interested in getting to know you further.
It would seem the people here are easily manipulated by this crystal.
All the more reason to avoid it.
That's why I'm hesitant to try it.
I don't.
I've seen enough of what those sorts of things can do.
I like a good leaf as much as anybody, but it doesn't seem like this is the right time to relax.
Honestly,
This
Bernardo,
place.
I'd stay away from it.
It doesn't sound like it's the relaxing kind.
I know, that's kind of my point. Everybody here is so focused on succeeding, which seems very odd.
Probably more benefits if you succeed and whatever.
See, but they don't realize that society only works when we have a status quo. The haves, the have-nots. And he says something that Aaron might feel is like borderline offensive, but then he realizes, what she's put together so far was she's definitely in the have-not category, so he just kind of pulls back a little bit.
Lomé will wave to you as you come into the room. Say, "Hi. Wanted to wait until you got here before I went to sleep."
You really don't have to if you're tired.
Yeah.
Sleep. You
That's
don't get
okay.
enough of it around here.
The door sometimes wakes me up. Good night, said as she leans back.
Bernardo just remarks she's an odd one as she sleeps with her head at the foot of the bed and her feet on the pillow.
Yeah, she's definitely doing that.
It must be a female thing, as the other two are doing it as well.
Oh no, Rhianna's just cocooned herself in her covers. You can't tell where her head
She's
and her
burrowed
feet are.
into the mattress.
Yes.
Bernardo actually looks between the mattress and the frame. Like, what kind of a bed is it? Is there a place to, hide something?
Make an investigation check, would ya? Let's interpret this. This roll will determine, to an extent, the quality here. Yeah, I mean, it's, you could shove something under there, but I don't know, maybe it's kind of slatted, where there's not a great hiding space underneath it. You could certainly try.
Okay. He'll note that for later.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, you all find your way to sleep, a restful night's sleep, and in the morning, awake in the somewhat strange way in which day and night seem to bleed together. The cycle of the sun away from this place, the light that you know being presented only by lit sconces, candles, and the occasional conjured light spell. But in the morning, Lomé is quick out of bed, says, well, I'm heading downstairs right and fast. I'll see you there.
All you hear is a cacophony of thuds as the blankets and Rhiannon fall out of bed. She's trying to get.
You know how to get out of bed normally?
No.
Do you sleep on the floor normally?
No, but it also sleeps somewhere where, there's really sun and stuff. So this is weird.
So you're like a plant. You need sun, water.
Yes, I am like a plant.
Okay. I don't have much of a green thumb. Sorry.
It's fine. Aren't we supposed to meet Alvina for breakfast?
I believe so, but it was also odd that Lomé rushed out so quickly. Normally she hangs around and is fawning all over you guys.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Maybe she's really excited for medicinal magic.
Oh, is that what we're doing today?
Yes.
I see. No, he
Oh,
just
and archiving. Wait, is that what the clerical goblin does?
yes.
So today
Ugh.
suck.
So I have a good feeling about this, Rhiannon. You're gonna be his best friend.
I am going to maybe see if I can hide in the greenhouse so nobody will notice.
The bees will notice, I'm sure. They appreciate you.
But they're my friends. They'll be nice to me. They won't rat me out.
Rhiannon, you notice that your bee has exited your ear and has remained within your cocoon of a bed.
Okay.
If you would like to attempt to coax it to come with you, you may, or you may.
No.
leave it.
I just leave the cover. Well, the cover's around the floor, so it doesn't really matter.
You're gonna come back to a honeycomb beehive in your bed.
Well, yeah, I want to just like, is there a way to? I want to make sure. Is there like a gap under the door that if he wants to, he can fly out?
Yeah. For a bee, yeah.
I'm not gonna like force the bee to go anywhere. He can have more free will than I have here.
Perhaps.
Let's get food.
You can talk to him, which means you can send him places, and he can describe what he sees.
Yeah. In terms a bee can understand.
Okay.
I don't. I mean,
I'm just saying, keep
it's
it in the back
helpful.
of your mind as a resource.
It is. It's just sometimes you ask bugs what they see, and they tell you giants because they saw a cat. So,
Would you believe me if I told you that one time 2 beetles, small beetles, were responsible for the death of a marauding giant clan? Hill giants, nasty creatures. 2 beetles. Never underestimate. Think outside the box.
I'm just saying that like getting information from them is less than helpful.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you may
Let's go
head
get
downstairs.
Downstairs is this way. Bernardo, breakfast food is this way.
He's just kind of walking, and then she says that he does one of those zoop and starts walking the other way. Like does an about face.
So
Follow your
he's like-
nose.
Where he wouldn't survive without us.
He's just like some animals. They're food driven. It's okay.
I can hear you. I'm right here.
I know you can.
That's the point.
Oh, fuck.
He's walking ahead of the snarkiness.
He's
It will not
trying
affect
to,
me.
but
It will not affect me.
Rhiannon takes like 3 steps and is caught up.
In the back of his mind, he's thinking, one thing I will not abide is short jokes.
I didn't make one.
I know, but that's what he's thinking. And that's where I draw the line.
It's not my fault.
You shouldn't have told us that.
As you enter the space, looking around for a place to sit, and perhaps for Elvina, you do see her over on the far side of the room, and eventually, having entered, she spots you and kind of gives a wave in your direction. You can see Lome is nearby, but just seems enthralled in conversation with this group.
Yeah, I just make a beeline for Alvina.
Do we see Gregor anywhere?
I would say you don't spot him offhand.
He must have stayed up all night doing her work.
If it wouldn't get him in all kinds of trouble with her, I would have snuck out and stolen it from her cauldron. But I don't want to get him in trouble. I want to get her in trouble.
Toil and trouble.
Yes, all the time.
What will you say as you take a seat here?
Oh, morning.
Just say,
Right?
good morning. Hope you're well. Did you rest all right? She seems particularly to be looking at you, Aaron.
Yeah. Better accommodations than I used to have.
That's good. I recognized the surge that you experienced. I used to get them as well. I'm glad to hear that your rest was less than bothered. Mine sometimes after them were troubled. But apologies, my manners. Allow me to introduce you to my friend Lulu. And this girl will say, "Hi."
Hey there.
She seemed to
I'm
be
Aaron.
been totally zoned out to the arrival of you all. Says, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, others.
Name's Rhiannon.
Hi, Rhiannon.
Tip of the hat.
Hi, Hat."
No, he just tipped his hat. He didn't say it.
She still said that.
it's still breakfast. I'll you know.
He's a little weird before he's had food.
Well, also it's the morning, maybe. I think
It is a crime to get up before noon.
I don't know what time
understand what barbaric civilizations you two came from.
You don't even know what time it is.
I was gonna say I have no idea what time it is.
Breakfast is before noon.
Sure.
Albina will nonetheless attempt to gather your attention, saying, "So, I wanted to gather you here, as I've noticed your presence here, observed you from afar, seemed to have observed a couple of things, and wanted to follow up on those. Let me start this way, by being a senior student to welcome new students to the Mage Tower. How has your stay been?"
Well, for being somewhere that I was taken to against my will, it's been fine.
Not
Indeed.
terrible.
Looks to Bernardo, whose food has still not arrived.
We exist. It is suboptimal here in every regard. However, we do what we must. And he just gives a very heavy sigh.
Indeed. Well, I, as well as Lulu here, was like you. I didn't choose this place, but I've found myself here. And have been curious to suss out the experiences of those who have had a similar form of arrival. Do you have any questions for me?
How long have you been here?
8 months. In that time, I am told I have advanced faster than students have for several years. Normally it takes many times longer to reach my position of prestige.
I mean, that makes sense. There's always somebody who comes along who has just more natural talent than others.
Perhaps. I'm curious to see how that bears out for all of you. Other questions, perhaps?
What are these surges you speak of?
Right. You notice at this time a servant arrives, bringing you your food, and upon sighting Bernardo, goes, "Oh, and I brought an extra fork this time to make up for last night."
Great, thank you. And he just looks away and starts eating.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alvina will return to the conversation to say, well, moments where I tapped into certain magic abilities in which I felt my power elevated. Similar, in fact, to the experience of consuming the virgin crystal dust. I don't know if you all have tried any at all.
No.
We haven't.
Have you, or is this just neat?
Have. It's a curious experience, as long as you don't go overboard. Though, I will say, sometimes finding your way to excess can be enjoyable. But the difference of the surges that I experienced, and I would figure perhaps the one that you just did, Aaron, they stick. Virgin crystal powder, take it in. Things are better for a time, but then it fades. My acceleration didn't fade away. It stuck with me, and I'm capable of higher level magics, despite not spending the time and tutelage that would normally be afforded to my skills.
Sounds like an innate thing.
Perhaps.
You think something else?
She kind of looks to Lulu, and Lulu gives a, He says, Lulu, what do you think of these three? Lulu kind of looks all at the three of you, her eyes still kind of foggy, but then focuses very intently on each of you for an interval of about 10 seconds. I'm curious. She's attempting to glean insight into each of you. What are you attempting, or perhaps passively exuding, in terms of your present status or attempted control over how you're perceived?
Bernardo is eating with much enjoyment, but he's doing so in a manner that would suggest nobility. He's not being a pig about it.
Aaron?
No, one of the villagers.
She's, doing her thing, eating with her hands, but she's not really trying to be perceived in any particular way.
Okay. Rihanna?
Rhiannon's not hiding the fact that she is utterly intrigued by Alvina and, barely paying attention to her breakfast. It's like, take a bite, listen to everything she says, take another one. Like, I am focused on this. I want to know what's going on.
Okay. Excellent. Alvina, still looking to Lulu, who will kind of turn back and give a confident nod to her friend. So Alvina will say, I take it that you all remember the experience that landed you in custody?
Yeah.
And at least something of your journey here. The cart ride, got cold near the end. But I'd imagine that none of you remember how you entered the tower.
No.
Just the cart?
No.
And then
I remember
waking up.
what got me in trouble, the cart, and waking up.
Same.
You'll find that's the same for many of the individuals here, not by will. I've understood that those who've applied to be here have been given scheduled entry through the front doors during a time when the wards are temporarily suppressed. New students are made able to enter. They even trod golems down here to oversee the process. Large clay constructs that the teachers seem to have a individual control over. Those who apply and arrive in that way describe the exterior, the height, as they can see it. Again, all of us who came through custody, the first thing we remember of the tower is waking up, and then meeting perhaps several others, reading the tale of the origin, and then being inducted.
That's not entirely surprising.
I'll leave you with those pieces for now, and I'll be curious to see how your experiences continue. If you have further questions, find me. I'm around the place. But otherwise, I wish you well and recommend that you find... Yes?
I was about to say will do, and thank you for your insight.
You're welcome. All right. Good luck with your classes today. She'll stand.
You too.
She and her friend will depart.
I didn't say much. He'll say this out loud. But I think she has a knack for stating the obvious. She said a whole lot of words with very little substance.
Except for the interesting info about entering this place and the difference between those brought here by force and those who chose to be here.
Oh, golems, yes, that's useful information. And turning the wards off, yes, that's useful information. The rest of it was pretty obvious simply from our own experience.
Right.
It is strange, though, that they would bring them in different ways to an extent, because wouldn't they think the information would get leaked out?
I think they're so arrogant they don't care.
No, I think the thing that it is whatever happened to us, the information that they don't want out. That's why there's that's why there's a little black hole in the middle.
Yes, how they're getting us in. It must be much quicker. It seems like it's a to-do when they have to lower the wards to let voluntary students in. But to us, they just ship us like cargo.
But we don't know that. There's a hole. We don't know how big it is between the cart and waking up. We could have been asleep for 20 minutes. We could have been asleep for days.
There's also something that I think would be interesting is if we're brought in a different way too. Also, if there's that big black hole, maybe they put something on us during that black hole that would track if we tried to leave versus if someone who applied here tried to leave.
That's what it is. Don't think she was trying to give us information. I think she's trying to put pieces together that she doesn't have all of yet.
Well, I've been quite regular, so whatever I swallowed would have come out in the end.
It wouldn't be something you swallowed.
He starts looking around, like on his arms. Like, what do you mean?
We're not gonna find it unless we find out what it is.
We're in a magic school with like magic. It may not be ingestible. It's just magic. Like, the stuff we did yesterday.
Like a magic stamp, like an aura that like we can't see.
Something like that.
Interesting.
But I mean, not everything is edible. Sometimes it's.
I beg to differ. You just have. It's just the amount of effort you put into it.
Everything can technically probably be eaten once. From there, then we find out if it's continued to be edible.
See, I do understand what you're getting at in so many words. I'm thinking more immediate term. That's a long-term issue. What are immediate needs and goals?
Immediate needs and goals is don't piss anybody off and don't make our lives harder here.
So you have no interest in climbing the social hierarchy here.
No,
No.
no. Unless you mean amongst the bees, then I do.
The bees is where it starts, but it always ends with some overlord this, tax regulator that. It gets out of control very quickly.
If I'm the overlord of the bees, I'm fine with it.
Duly noted. Here
What?
comes Lome.
As your
I
discussion
can tell her my grand
continues,
plan of becoming the overlord of the bees.
she slides in and says, "Hey, did y'all have a good, good breakfast? Whenever you're ready, we can go up to class."
Rhiannon shoves like 3 more bites in her face because she hadn't eaten that much for breakfast.
And the funny thing is, Rhiannon's plate's almost empty as it is.
Yeah, oh, no,
even though
no,
she didn't
yeah.
eat it.
There's like some extra bread though that goes in her pocket, just in case.
Okay, well, y'all ready to go?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's do it. She hops up and starts moving.
Have to walk up all the stairs again.
Every time.
These
What-
people never heard of single-story buildings. My gods.
Where would they put everyone? That would be a big building.
Okay, so it'd be really, 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 really wide, but
You are moving to your medicinal magic class, which is written to be on the 3rd floor within the medical ward. And so I will take
that
you
seems far too logical.
to our 3rd floor.
Where am I? There I am. I mean, sure, it'd be the same amount of walking if it was a very wide building, but less stairs.
But it's
Oh,
exercise for
whatever,
you.
it'll get you in shape.
Or my legs will just fall off because they're jello.
That's the first step to getting good muscle.
Let me say, it's at the end of the hall here.
Bernardo's taken this time to actually watch Lome a little bit and see if she's intently observing the other 2 that are walking in front.
She seems consistently perky, eyes wide, looking about. Roll an insight check for more nuanced understanding. She just seems wide-eyed, a little bit
Perky.
simple focused.
You have sussed out that Lome is in fact a person.
As you step into this space, you can see collections of wraps and poultices upon tables alongside this space. Peeking along the edge as you've come in, you can see beds hooked around a wooden barrier. And within this space, generally, you can see the makings of the medicinal ward. You can hear a couple of sounds of coughing from the far sides of the walls. Perhaps 1 or 2 sick students are presently in bed there. But as you enter, a dwarven individual stands before a massive clay golem, which was described to you earlier. This dwarven individual seems to be standing in the position of a professor, has a finer robe than the rest, the rest of whom you can recognize several individuals from. The dwarven individual will wave his hand as you arrive and say, "Well, hello there. You look to be the last of our arrivals for class, so we can get ourselves going. Greetings, friends. I am Professor Rom, and this is the medical ward, which I preside over. If you get any sickies, a bad scratchy, a terrible coffee, you come to me. I'll take great good care of you." Yeah. So, today...
Where do we get good coffee? I mean, what?
There's no such thing as a good coffee. It's all bad coffees. Yeah, you know? Right.
Never mind.
So, we are gonna start with a hands-on approach. Everybody else, they likes to start you in the classroom. You get a book, you read the book, and then you end with this. No, we read the book last. First, you put your hands on it. So you see this big old clay golem? This is my golem. I call him Gilbert, the golem. So, Gilbert here is going to be our dummy of a sort. Hey, Gilbert, this won't hurt a bit. And the dwarf pulls a short machete from his side and steps up to the golem and whoop, slashes a big hewn cut in his clay chest. And the golem gives a roar. He says, "See? Didn't hurt at all." And you can notice he kind of rubs his temple a little bit afterwards. Says, "All right. Now, who would like to go first?"
And
What was that?
I can.
What?
Rand's being a little bit of...
Step right up then. Alrighty. So, I would like you to attempt to close this wound which I've created in my golem friend. Can you do that?
Yeah. I cast Cure Wounds.
All right. And as you do so, the
I've
wound
done it before.
seals itself. It says, "Unnatural! You must have had some prior experience. Perhaps a applicant from the forest?"
Applicant's an interesting word, but from the forest, yes.
I do make your meaning. All right. Next one's up. Who'll that be? Lome kind of stands between the two of you, looking at either of you, Aaron and Bernardo. Either you gonna go? Should I?
I suppose I can.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know anything about this. He goes up and he starts looking at the clay. And to him, it's obvious that you just take one mound of clay, another mound of clay, and just smush it together. Problem solved.
Teacher here creates another big cut, says, "Now." And so is that what you're attempting to do, just to pull some clay on top of it? He goes, "All right. Make a medicine check. Do so at disadvantage, though, as your technique is...
terrible."
Yes. 5, indeed. So, he says, No. See, that won't do. See, Gilbert. Whoa. Why don't you go give me a good stretch of your stomach?" He goes... And very quickly, the clay just kind of poof, opens right up. Says, "See? The cut's still there. No. What I'm gonna ask you to do is not to just fold some of Gilbert over Gilbert, but hold up your hands and allow magic to infuse itself into them and focus your mind on that wound closing itself."
So Bernardo will hold up his hands and go, "Ooh," and focus his mind, but he's really thinking about shag carpeting and one night long ago with Trixie. And he's not sure if it's working.
All right, make another medicine check.
Aaron is snickering in the background.
Oh, yeah, this giggling full on.
Disadvantage as well?
Nope, straight roll this time. While your mind is not at it, the technique is good this time.
You were going blip, 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 like your mic was cutting out.
One roll. Apologies, that may have been some of the wind from outside.
Yeah, I hear you stuttering.
Am I clear to the other two of you?
You're good now.
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, strange.
It was like this.
All right.
That is
Hopefully it
dying.
might be, yeah.
No, that was yesterday.
Fantastic. Nonetheless, you are able to achieve, Bernardo, some amount of magical closure of this wound. It seems rather thin, and as Gilbert the Golem takes one of his hands and kind of pokes at it, you can see the wound reopens, and the professor says, No, Gilbert, I didn't... Oh, all right. Good job, new one. We can have the next one up now. Lome's gonna dart up, and I'm gonna have her roll wisdom here. She goes, aha! And as she flicks her hands, you can watch as the space which was once a wound is now a gaping crater in the clay stomach of the golem, as it gives a alarmed "Arr!" And she says, I don't think I did that quite right. She says, Oh, Lome, all right. I know you've been having a hard time with this kind of magic, but I need you to imagine growing, rebuilding, not destruction. Don't think of it like water that you throw a stone into. Think of it like a smoothly flowing river that flows back into itself. Says, okay, I'll give it another try, but do you want to repair the wound a little bit for me so it's not so hard to fix? And he says, no, that part doesn't matter. Says, okay. So she... And clay just onto her face. She gives a... And with a...
Aaron whispers to Rhiannon, I didn't think anybody could be worse than Bernardo.
Feel bad for Gilbert.
I can hear you.
Somebody says, all right. I guess I'm gonna have to keep working on this one. And Professor Rom says, don't worry about it, lass. It'll come to you. So he'll step forward, and with a quick flick of his hand, the golem's stomach will kind of remake itself, and Gilbert will go, oh. Say, all right. Next up. Let's see, slashes a fresh wound with his machete. Let's see that medicine check. 2. All right.
Bernardo just snickers very loudly and very intentionally.
As
Rhiannon just looks appalled by what's happening to poor Gilbert.
As Aaron, where you focus your mind and your magic, you watch as this patch of area around the gash just kind of melts and slops its way onto the floor.
Listen, this isn't my specialty.
And the professor goes, "Oh, all right. Yeah, give that another one, please. Another bit of a go."
Okay. And Erin is going to do all she can to focus on putting everything back.
Okay. Medicine again. Focus intently, and you watch as the area continually around the wound kind of begins to collapse, but your focus maintains so that you don't cause further damage. So you'll say, all right, progress is progress. We'll get you there. All right, well, a couple more, and several other first-level students will step up and attempt to middling success the procedure. Afterwards, to say, all right, classroom time. Come on, everyone. We'll begin
I
making
knew
this
this would be my worst class.
Bernardo will look at Gilbert and look up and say, "Let me see your war face." Rawr! And then just kind
The
of
golem goes.
laugh at him and walk out.
Golem goes. "Bah."
Bye, Gilbert.
Professor will lead the way towards the appropriate classroom. In which students will find seats. And after having done so, the professor will say, "All right, now, so if you had a hard time with that, that's all good. Now you've got some experience to apply your knowledge to. So, now open your books to page 83. And then we're going to go back to the starting chapters after we've taken in what I think is a particularly helpful diagram on that page. So, Aaron, why don't you make me a history check and see how well you do with learning it this way. Very nice. All right. So with that, I'm going to consider a success for all of you. So this won't apply to you, Rhiannon, obviously, as you already have it. But Aaron and Bernardo, you can add and have always prepared the Cure Wounds spell.
Now, do I always have Cure Wounds prepared?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so any of the spells in your curriculum here are going to be always prepared spells.
Okay.
At a certain point, you notice that amongst the individuals in this classroom is Lewis, the individual who gave you the Virgin Crystal Powder, who kind of looks over in your direction, Aaron, and goes, bit of a grin, waves. You gonna give him any kind of a response other than a glare?
Just wave.
You know, kind of. Eventually, the book learning concludes, and the professor will say, "Thank you all for your time. I appreciate you giving it to me, understanding that you could have decided to mess off and around, and there's reasons why you won't want to do that, but nonetheless, I appreciate that I at least was worthy enough of your focus to not betray my time like that. So, I wish you all a good rest of your day. Enjoy your midday break." Yeah. Yeah. So, students will begin departing the classroom. As they are doing so, you see Lewis approach the group of you. He says, "Hey, last night, y'all, a little bit of fun?" You know, the
No.
good stuff?
I
Good
don't-
stuff?
I don't kiss and tell. I'm sorry. I'm a gentleman.
Oh, yeah, okay. Trust that my contribution to you was well appreciated then. I'll just leave it at that simpleness.
Brianna just rolls her eyes and walks out of the room.
As you're walking out of the room, Lewis will kind of look towards you, Aaron, and say, "Hey, well, if you wanna ever grab our evening meal together and find a quiet table, I'd most like that."
No, thanks.
Oh, well, okay. Best to you then.
What's that saying? Once you go gnome, everyone else goes home. I'm not sure what it is.
Right.
Tough
I
crowd.
just keep
Jeez.
walking.
Now, who's this?
Indeed, a good question. As you come to the end of the hall, you see a individual in a kind of long, floppy head cap, who seems to be kind of standing and looking in your direction. And then, as you come through the hall, Aaron points to you. Ah, Aaron, is that you? New student, yes? Aaron? I'm looking for an Aaron, he says.
Just kind of bumper arm.
That's me.
Ah, good. Kind of hobbles a bit over towards you. He says, Greetings, good to meet you. I'm Professor Nicare. Holds out his hand and kind of gives you a rough handshake. And says, I don't think I know the rest of you either. You all must be new students. Hello, I'm Professor Nicare. And
Hello, I'm Rhiannon.
I'm Professor Nicare. He's just staring at you, Bernardo.
I am Bernardo Shagwell.
Yes.
You are
believe-
Professor Iker.
Yes, I am. I believe I will be seeing you all for the afternoon period. I am the professor of historical archiving and the residing professor on the second floor of the Mage Tower. But I come with a special notice and a congratulations and completion of a due process. Miss Aaron, your progression power has been most noted by several of the teachers, and would like to congratulate you, for you are now being ascended to the second level of the tower. If you could, during this break period, find your belongings and make your way to, here, the following room. He would give you a small card directing you to a specific dorm room. You could please move yourself up to the second floor, where you'll be staying now.
Okay.
Good. Well, I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hobbles his way off. Lo May puts her hands together and says, "Exciting! I gotta get some homework done. I really need to study further on that. Oh man, I really flubbed this class. See you later."
I could have helped. Okay, you're gone. Okay, she's acting weirder than usual. I mean, as much of a usual as we can know, because it's only been a day, but still weirder than usual.
Yeah, she's dashing off rather quickly, where she used to want to spend as much time around us as possible.
I don't know what's up with her. So
I have
apparently
that
you're moving
effect on
out.
people.
So you're moving out, Aaron.
Yeah, I guess so.
I need to ask Alvina something. Something I didn't ask before. If she came with other people like the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if... Because you just got moved. We didn't get moved. I'm wondering if one of us will get moved tomorrow or something.
Yeah, it seems
They're trying to separate us.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know, but I want to see if she came with other people.
Good
I would
idea.
also like to see if
Yeah.
Lulu has any, like, what's her deal?
Then I can still link up with you guys between classes and at
Oh,
meals.
yeah. I mean, everybody follows the same basic schedule of things, so that's not a problem. Let us know about who your new roommates are and stuff.
Oh, I will. Hopefully they're not crazy.
I
Bad crazy.
was gonna say we've only been here a day, but so far I have yet to see something not crazy.
Well, good luck and so on and so forth. And it was nice meeting you. And he's thinking like, she'll be gone. Like he's never going to see her again.
I'm not disappearing.
Well, I would certainly hope not. But if you do, I'm sure they'll look for you. Wait, he's just kind of confused by what he's saying.
We'll meet up at
well,
dinner
yeah.
because I guess you have to move your
God damn it,
things.
Dave.
Yeah, I'll see you guys at dinner.
Yes, I finally get a bigger bed. I'm going to put the two of them together.
Aren't they like bolted to the wall?
Too bad that the beds aren't next to each other.
They're like
Clearly never heard of this word called ingenuity. Anything can be accomplished if you simply believe it.
You're gonna break the walls.
Let me know how that goes, Rhiannon.
As soon as I
Look at these
You'll
walls.
hear it, I'm sure, when he destroys an entire floor.
Anything can be an accomplishment. I mean, these walls are so drab, it's so very depressing here.
So you're just gonna break them down. Good job.
No, I'm going to just make a double bed. I don't see what the problem is.
All right. In which
I need to
case,
go check on my bee.
all right. So I take
So I
it.
guess Aaron and I are going to the same place.
I take it that your direction, Rhiannon, is to check on your bee and then to search the tower in the spaces that you understand of it for Alvina. And Aaron, are you going to?
I mean, if I run into her, I'm not going to go too far because I don't want to be late for boring class.
You have this was morning class, so
Yeah.
you have.
No, I said boring class because it's
boring
it's
class.
archiving. Yeah.
So you have several hours here. So
Okay. Yeah. No,
you should be able to search if you desire that.
Yeah.
And
I just don't
Aaron,
want to get too many floors away from where I'm supposed to be because there are too many stairs in this building.
Aaron, you are gonna move your stuff then.
Yes.
Okay. And Bernardo, are you gonna tag along with either one of them, or do you have something else in mind?
He's just going to go into the library and case the joint, so to speak. Try to learn anything he didn't already know.
Oh, don't lie to
regarding
me.
that.
You're just going there to stare longingly through a locked door.
Well, he's going to contemplate while staring at the stone. How do I get in there?
Perfect. So, in that case, you are all going down, which is to the north. You're going, whenever you're going up the tower, you're going clockwise. Whenever you're going down, you're going counterclockwise.
Oh, well, that's interesting logic that I didn't think.
Alrighty. So, let's take us to the first floor. Here where, let's see. The bee is being picked up, and the stuff is being retrieved. Preparing floor 2 for our other mission objective. So, with in mind this, your friend the bee is still tucked away, but as it kind of begins to climb out of the covers, Rhiannon, you can sense that it's moving a bit slower.
I'm gonna Alright, can I ritual cast that? Because that would be great. Ooh, I can. I'm gonna ritual cast Speak with Animals
Okay.
to find out what's going on with my little bee dude.
Okay. As you complete the casting, your little bee dude communicates with you. Water. Water.
No problem. Now, do we have, other than this pool of water, do we have like a pitcher or something in the room?
No.
Well,
Do you have that?
that'll have to do for now.
The
Just
bathing
fine.
water.
Yeah. And we were never told there was anywhere else to like get water. It was just at dinner
There's-
and breakfast.
There's the bathroom around the corner. Just water.
Let me go do that to see if I can get some just not bathtub water. So yeah, run down the hall.
Go for it.
Water, bring it back.
Bathroom is to your left, and then another left, as you remember being directed.
To my left. Another left.
And the door here, which you can open.
Okay, cool. Sink. Grab water.
You go.
I'm sure. Do. And what I'm gonna do is right now I'm gonna put it on the because you said there was something at the foot of the bed. Like, was there some? Is there any kind of like low shelf or something I can set it on?
There's probably a low shelf. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at the foot and the head of a bed, there are wooden walls that
Yeah.
rise, obscuring vision, so you're not
Yeah, I just want to set
looking
it
at the
like, I
back
don't
of
wanna
each
set it
other's
on the-
heads.
on the floor, but set it up for him.
Fantastic. So with that in mind, I imagine this has been enough time for Aaron you to get your stuff together, and Bernardo for your initial investigation of how to possibly remove these beds from their bolting to be completed.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Rhiannon, your search for Alvina will begin on this floor, and so I'm going to move you over towards the greenhouse area, while I take the other two up towards floor number 2.
Okay.
Just going to go ahead and shortcut move y'all myself right now, so we can sort of make this split happen quickly. As y'all go upstairs, I'm going to take us there right now. And drive you here. So, your direction, Aaron, will be to the south of you, and it will be the second room on your right. And Bernardo, you know where you're going. So you open the door here, Aaron. Come into this space. Within it is a single student that kind of looks up as you enter and gives a hello.
Hi, I was moved to this room because they are putting me in second level. My name's Aaron.
Welcome. I'm Stu.
Nice to meet you. Which beds aren't taken?
That'd be this one right across from me here.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Right. And then he kind of goes back to the nap that he seems to have been taking. But as you begin to set your things up here, Bernardo, is there anything in particular that you seek to do about this situation?
He's just looking at the physical qualities of construction of the room, etc., etc. If there's any structural weak points or door frames that he could leverage or anything. It looks like there's bars across the entrance. He was told about magical wards and such, and is trying to see if he can see any of that or
Okay.
sense any of that.
Give an Arcana check for me, please. Yeah, no. It's no dice right now. You couldn't tell if there are or aren't right now.
So he just thinks to himself, what's so special about a rock anyways?
As you think so, you hear the present voice of your blade speak to you again. It says, "Oh, sorry, Bernie. I've been busy. Oh, that rock's gonna make you a little bit more zazzy. Each one of them actually will do a little bit of different extra goodness for you. But once you get them all, then that's when things get really good. Got me?"
So the word Pokeball comes into his mind on it. It just randomly pops up in his. He's like, I think so. Yeah, gotcha. He's talking to himself though, like outwardly talking. He's not just thinking, and then realizes what he's doing and just kind of looks around. Did anybody see me talking to myself?
Doesn't seem so. Though you do see Contropolis somewhat wander into the space.
No, Contropolis. How you doing? Come have a seat.
Hold on. Comes to a bookshelf, kind of fingers his way through it. Here's what I'm looking for. He pulls a large tome out of the shelf and plops it down on the table and opens it up.
What you reading?
Yeah. Some history of illusion usage. I need to find out if under what circumstances magic dispelling was effective against certain kinds of greater illusions that I'm looking to study up on soon. How about you?
Well, I am just pondering what's in that next room. Sense of adventure and all. I know that you are quite the accomplished liberator of items, purveyor of spaces. How do I say this? You enter places easily and exit them, yes?
Perhaps.
Think you can get in there?
Maybe.
Well, are you a betting man, Contropolis?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, he pulls out his little packet of dust. Like the
What's
Virgin
that?
Crystal dust. This is that Virgin Crystal dust. Everybody's going on about it. About how great it is and gives you power. I'm willing to wager this packet that you can't get in that room and retrieve, and he just describes those little stones. Something to set your mind to, little something to keep your skills good.
He said, if you'd asked me yesterday, I would have been in there already, but, see, I got a new friend, and he's a big guy. And maybe I can ask him about getting you some sort of access in there, but, I'm actually gonna play this one by the book, surprisingly enough to even myself. And,
who's your friend?
Well, that'd be the biggest man in this school here. I mean, that's Headmaster Barrows. Yeah, everyone knows the name Contropolis, after all, and so, he's taking a liking to me. So, give me a little assignment here, and he says something to focus on, as you say.
Okay, well, thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate it. And of course, if you need some help with anything, let me know.
Oh, I wouldn't need help with anything. He kind of continues to chuckle and then closes his book and says, see you later.
Later.
Shuffles his way out of the space.
So Bernardo thinks to himself, even a master thief isn't impressed.
Aaron, as you have kind of gotten your things in order in your space, you hear several voices coming from its entryway, chattering, and as they enter, you perceive your other roommates, one of which kind of says, "Hey there," and then the other says, "Oh, well, what are you doing here?"
I was moved to second level, so I was told to move into this room.
Oh, that's great. Well, welcome. This is the coolest room on the second level.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll let you get all in here. I'm just kind of getting some things together during break. See you around.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wish to do now that your things are in order here, Aaron? Or are you going to
I'll
leave?
the room as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Run.
In that case, I'm going to take us back to the first level, where Rhiannon, you sight Alvina. She is crouched near the one of the beehives, seems to be tending to it.
I just kind of walk up to her. Alvina.
Oh, hi.
Hey. So there's a question I probably should have asked, but it's become more pertinent. Did you come here with other people? Like me, Aaron, and Bernardo did?
I did? Why do you ask?
Because they just moved Aaron up a level. I'm thinking they're doing something to try to split us up. So that we're not with the people we came with if we didn't come here willingly.
She stands up and walk with me. Makes her way over towards these benches and kind of sits on the edge of it. Says, That's what happened to me. I came with two people, neither of which I shared history with, but
Same.
we had the similar experience downstairs. And then I had a surge, and they moved me upstairs and left two of them, Stuart and Haley were their names, on the first level. You don't quite seem to be like either of them, so I'm not quite concerned for the similar fate, but, well, they didn't keep ascending with me. They got
What
into
happened to them?
some trouble. The Stuart just, I think, didn't quite care for an educational life. He mentioned that his time before was more adventurous and explorative. So I think he ended up blowing off some classes and continuing to resist. He's a servant now. You might catch him bringing you food every once in a while in the main hall. But Haley got in with the dust crowd pretty quickly, which was fine, but as I understand it, she got caught with some of it, but then continued to be resistant and rambunctious. She was a servant for about a week, but I understand there were some incidents in the kitchen, and then we haven't heard from her since then. That was 6 months ago.
Oh no.
She nods.
What do you know about Salla?
She's a bully.
Okay.
But
yeah.
she's seen well off by those that work with her. I don't know if she has the influence to disappear people, but it's possible. I've never felt threatened by her myself.
So when we first met her yesterday, she told us to go meet up with one of her associates who offered us that dust immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Just seems kind of weird that everybody seems to want that stuff. That there doesn't seem to be anything to stop, but people get in trouble for having it.
Right.
But
well, Rhiannon, frankly, there's not a whole lot to be excited about other than your career in this place. So a lot of people find the crystal dust a form of excitement, something to look forward to.
but it seems like you could point directly to where it starts to stop it here. And those people above us haven't done anything to stop it.
To stop what? The dust?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it... Okay, so they move up they move up Aaron, and then the other folks you came with get moved down, get moved further apart.
Yeah.
It has to do with the dust stuff. Are
I
they
mean-
just trying to separate any possible way that people who came here less than willingly? Although, thinking about it, well, the only real people we know for sure who came here willingly are Cedric, who hasn't really talked much, and Lome, who... She's sweet.
A lot of my peers came here willingly. It's
Do
about an
they
even
seem
split.
to know each other? Do they seem to
Not particularly.
have been friends before?
A handful.
Are
I
they
would
still on
say-
the same level?
Most of them, yes.
Okay.
The ones that came here willingly. May have something. I'll need to think about that further, but one last thing I'd mention is that I'm quite sure that the professors are aware of the role of Virgin Crystal Dust in the students' hierarchy and circles and societies. In ways they even let it keep happening. It's more of a, if you're sloppy and overindulgent, as I sense that my former compatriots were, then you're punished. But otherwise, they let things keep going on. Nonetheless,
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Do you know of anybody else who came here like us? Did they come in threes? Well, technically 4. We had Contropolis, but I don't understand him.
say, well, Lulu and
Oh,
Salla come to mind.
she's like us.
Didn't come willingly? That's right.
Oh, okay. I mean, I still don't like her. It's just
Yeah.
I view her in a different light.
Well, I actually should get moving. I have
Yeah.
a couple of things to attend to before the period's over.
Not a problem. I just, like I said, just because Aaron and everything. Thank you.
Indeed. See you around.
You too. I just kind of hang around in the greenhouse for a little while before heading to the next class.
And so, with that, as you all prepare to reunite on the second floor, your second period class on historical archiving, we are going to take our break for today. And so, I'll see you all in 10 minutes, at which point we will continue. All right. And we are back, everyone. Let's continue. On the second floor of the Mage Tower, you find yourself, as Rhiannon, you have concluded the conversation that you sought out with Alvina. And Aaron, you have just met your new roommates. So you close that door behind you.
And I just have this look of disgust on my face.
You good?
No.
That bad?
Yes.
Oh no.
Remember that weird dude who gave us the dust?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All of a sudden, Bernardo's not looking so bad, is he?
You want me to make you a pillowcase full of bugs for him?
Oh, yes.
I mean, not ridiculously hard.
Oh, man.
Just let me know. I'm sure
Speaking of,
Yeah.
we have a spare pillowcase in our room now, so
Definitely do that.
speaking of which, has Bernardo seen any type of mice, rat, anything of that nature in the entire time he's been here? 2 days?
Not at all.
oh,
Wonder who does the exterminating around here. With so many people leaving so much food, it would only be natural.
they're all in the basement. Or they're, like
I can
you see
believe
outside.
that. Well,
Or-
you're the expert in these matters. I'll trust
Okay,
you.
I'll talk to the few critters I've seen and see what's up.
I presume that, Bernardo, you have joined the other two in the hallway here.
Yes.
So you have to go to.
Oh, I never thought I'd actually be relieved to see Bernardo.
He
Oh.
just kind of looks at you quizzically and blushes a little bit.
I talked to Alvina.
What
Couple
did you find
things.
out?
One, she also came here with 2 other people she didn't know, and they got split up well, not exactly the same, but one of the people she came with is now servant. The other one hasn't been seen for 6 months because she got a little sloppy with the dust. And Alvina moved up in the ranks. Also, I now know of some others who came here like us. Lulu and Salla.
Interesting.
Yeah, I still hate her, but
Rhiannon, are you worried about getting a little sloppy with the dust if you're left unattended?
no, I just think it's weird.
Okay. We won't let
Oof.
that happen to you.
Plenty of plants that can probably make things far more fun that are probably less dangerous because I know them.
I was about to say that the fates of the other two sounds like it was because of their own doing. So at the very least, just don't get into
Yes.
trouble.
Of course, but the thing is this happened after Alvina got moved up.
Well, yeah, but maybe they were. But we don't know how quick she got moved either, but it was probably pretty quickly.
Very.
So
Well-
they probably didn't
how
have
much-
time to set their behaviors in just yet.
My
Maybe.
great-grandmammy always used to say, be good or be good at it.
Because there's
But
always
again-
going to be people who break rules.
But similar situation. It wasn't the fact because she's people who've come here on purpose. So some of them actually knew each other beforehand and are in the same year or are in the same level. But again, we don't have enough people who aren't here on purpose to ask. The only other person I think to ask is Salla. I mean, probably Lulu. If
Stay
she's paying
vigilant and
attention.
keep on your toes.
Oh, of course. Just again, it just seems that similarly, group came in, one person was moved, the rest weren't.
Yeah.
Bernardo's a little confused at the conversation, so he says, so you're saying in all of this that you're the Lulu of the group?
What? Probably. What?
Just don't
Lulu was
use
the one
that.
with the crazy face and...
I mean, yeah, no.
In fact, probably best to get rid of the dust, but I wouldn't give it to anybody. Just dispose of it.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't dispose
Well-
of it, but maybe not carry it on your person.
Don't carry it on your. However, from what Alvina said, professors know it's when you get sloppy that you get in trouble.
Well, of course they do, because it's a way to control the masses. If they keep you distracted with things like this, then you're not plotting their downfall.
At this time, you
I mean-
hear the excited voice of Lome, as well as several other apprentices from around the corner near the classroom that is your destination imminently, as she seems to be echoing with her voice, describing. And then it's like his stomach blew up even bigger. Oh man, I'm never going to learn that spell.
So wait, we're heading up the hall or down into the library? Up the hall.
Or we'll be right
I
there.
guess that means we should probably go to class. Hey, Lome, I couldn't help but hear you're having issues with the cure wounds thing. I can help. I've
Oh,
known
really?
it for a while. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh yeah, let's totally talk about that tonight.
Okay.
In this room, you have yourselves, as well as an interesting mix. There seems to be a number of first levels here, as well as largely fourth and a couple of third levels, the magnanimic Salla included, who has her feet up on her desk, leaned back, as well as several of her friends that seem to be miming that behavior. At the head of the classroom, you can see the elderly Professor Iker, who introduced himself to you earlier, who shuffles forward at this point and says, "Everyone's here? All right, we can begin. Well, welcome, everyone, to the next greatest class ahead. Truly one of the more enthralling classes you will find here in the tower. Welcome to Historical Archiving. So, begin. I'd like you to turn to page 1, the introduction, in the current tome that sits in front of you, which will be a basic primer of some bookkeeping systems for cataloging knowledge. This will be a base plate for all that you're going to learn about how to properly dedicate knowledge to systems of storage. Now, additionally, as we learn this, we will also be learning some of the histories of mages on the continent of Cadlia, their histories as well as their failures and successes. So, shall we begin? Thus begins the most boring lesson that you may have ever received in your lifespans, as a dry foreword is read aloud by the first student here, Sat. Lome excitedly reads the next section of it, and then you each take your turns, and after several minutes, the forward is complete, and you'll move on to the introduction to this, again, very dry tome.
Rhiannon has gone cross-eyed.
Yeah. So my question to you is not surrounding the absorption of knowledge, because that may be difficult at this time, as the knowledge that is to absorb is, frankly, quite unapplicable. In this time where you find your mind perhaps wandering, are there any things that you will be doing in the classroom?
Bernardo's paying attention, but he's also trying to figure out if the professor is in fact in charge of that sectioned off area of the library. Determining whether he needs to excel or just merely pass in this endeavor.
Well, he did introduce himself as the professor in charge of the second floor, and archiving would definitely have to do with the library, so...
It would make sense, however, if they give that room special treatment. But then again, he's thinking, if it was not under his control, why would they put something so important on the second level? So he's back and forth wondering, do I need to pay attention? Do I need to not pay attention? Do I need to ingratiate myself with this professor? Can I blow it off? So he's a little bit all over the place with his thoughts.
Aaron, at this time, you hear a psst from over your shoulder, trying to get your attention. A soft whistling. You turn your head, I figure you'll see Salla is holding in her hand a small orb of flame. She kind of gestures to you and then hurls it through the air in your direction. What would you like to do?
Shield.
Shield. Perfect. All right. So you throw a shield up and deflect it. And as you do so, the fire dissipates, but the sound of the shield spell can be heard, and the visual of the great silvery barrier is noticeable to all, and all of the students kind of turn in your direction. And Salla just kind of gives a and then conjures another orb and then points to her friend and tosses it without looking, and her friend catches it. And then tosses it back to Salla, who catches it. And then makes a gesture towards you. In this time, most of the other students have sort of turned their attention back towards the front of the room, at which point the professor looks at him and says, "Did something happen?" Salla just takes the fire and just ducks it under her desk. And then Lomé will say, "No? Where were we?" He says, yes. As we were entering into Chapter 1, we were exploring how linear organization is, in fact, strictly superior to networked organization when it comes to comprehension by the uninitiated, as he continues. At which point, they will lift the flame again, gesturing to you again, Aaron, with a psst, and throw it towards you.
This time she'll catch it.
Okay. All right. Seeing it coming, you're able to catch this little orb of fire in your hand and just kind of hold it there, float it around. Do you want to pass it to anyone?
I'm gonna pass it to Lomé.
Okay. She'll give a oh, and catch it just barely. Kind of look around like I shouldn't have this, and then wave to you, Rhiannon, and
Rhiannon catches it, but she's been adding leaves to the plant in the corner with Druidcraft because they're going, I'm figuring they're going around the room reading, and so anytime she finishes her section, she'll add a leaf just so she can keep track of what's happening. So by the end, it's probably going to be like a tree. She's just like, one more every time. This is catches it, and just chucks it at Bernardo and goes back to what she was doing with the plant, occasionally making them wiggle.
Bernardo, will you do anything interesting with this little orb of fire?
Since So Rihanna just chucks it at me. He'll just catch it with the brim of his hat, kind of roll his head so it swirls around the brim like a solar system a little bit, and then just nod back at Aaron and have it just fly off. If you didn't notice, he if you didn't know any better, you would think that it just did it on its own. He was trying to be very imperceptible.
Your hat is not damaged.
Not the hat.
Eventually, finally, perhaps you might say, the professor says, "All right, everyone, we're going to have now an open study final portion for this last 30 minutes of your class period. So if you might all follow me into the library, you can all have the free, wonderful will to explore any of the many tomes that are within it. One of you's already darted off already. Well, let's get going then."
Apologies. He did say free.
Indeed he did. The class will make its way into the library here.
He's actually going to go back and talk to the professor where he's at.
Okay.
And just ask him, you said any tomes, including the ones in this blocked off section? I'm just curious as to why they're segregated.
Oh, well, that would in fact be, that would be our restricted section. See, that is where the tomes are located, which are not quite fit for consumption for someone of your meager level, if you do understand, with all good respect.
And what makes them not fit for consumption?
Well, some of them
are they dangerous?
Quite dangerous, I was going to say. In fact, there's one that I could swear it has teeth on it.
Huh.
And there's a cursed book in the corner that I take special care to leave within is a howling head.
I do have some knowledge of curses, and quite some experience with it as well. And as he says this, he just kind of holds up his hands, and some black inky smoke starts to well up in it and kind of dart towards the professor, but then just gets sucked right back into my hand.
As you do, he steps towards you and grabs your wrist and just, What? Where did you learn that? It's not part of the curriculum.
It's just something I can do. People that get on my bad side tend to have ill things fall upon them. Not on my own volition, but sometimes it works out in my favor.
I would keep that purely academic, though I find myself quite interested. Yeah. If I will leave something for you. I will conspire with the clerical goblin so that a tome might be delivered to you that could help educate you on how further and better to use your abilities.
Well, that would be wonderful. Anything to have something more relevant to my particular skill set. It seems that your school of magic is greatly lacking in the, let's say, more cosmic arts.
Oh, well, yes, you'll need to get to star seeking for the cosmic. That should hopefully be for tomorrow for you.
Okay. I'm left thinking he doesn't really understand what I'm saying, but he'll say, yes, thank you. Perhaps once I read this tome, we can discuss matters further.
Indeed, I'll have it delivered to you by the morning.
And the power that he was conjuring just on a whim was Hexblade's curse.
Yep, that sounds about right. All right, well, enjoy your studies. Here, you wanted some help. As the professor departs, Aaron and Rhiannon, what have you been doing with your opportunity to study in this space?
I'm trying to see if they have any books about druids. Because it seems like the fact that getting caught and getting stuck here being a druid was a little bit of part of the problem. So it's like, what do they have on my people?
Why don't you make an investigation check for me?
Oh boy.
And while that's happening, Aaron, what is that you're up to?
So Aaron is gonna go right where Rhiannon is and whisper to her. So, one thing that I want to mention is that I really haven't even experienced all the classes before they moved me up, and it is very suspicious.
I mean, no offense, but yeah, what happened in medicinal magic was a little
Bad. I should.
Yeah.
Should have been moved up.
I don't understand how this school works. It seems also
No.
because we were just in a class that had a bunch of people from levels above us. I don't get it.
No, it's all very strange.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if they have any books about my people. I want to see if, I don't know, they're hiding things.
Over down here in this direction, Rhiannon, you will find a bookshelf that has a small section that's kind of cordoned off with a little label on it that reads Professor Hoban's Specials. And here, Professor Hoban being the bearfolk whom taught the nature classes. Here he has about a dozen books of varying topics on natural magics, largely dealing with animals, plants, and healing.
So, but this is like just academic study of the spells. This isn't anything like mentions of actual druid. This is the magic itself.
One of the books I would say is focused upon the druidic arts and on their history in Cadlia.
Yeah, that's the one I would gravitate towards.
Okay, fantastic. Why don't you mark that off in your inventory, a history of druids in Cadlia? And is there something in particular you are seeking within that tome?
I want to, it's more of looking at a tone of to see how they are referencing druids, seeing as how I lived with them. I know what it is, and I just want to see where they're coming at it, especially because we're so open with magic and the fact I get to a city and it's a very big problem.
Okay. Let's get back to that as Rhiannon takes some time to study that book. Bernardo. Salla waits for the professor to move off, and then getting some feedback there.
Yeah.
Everything all good on that end?
Still getting a little bit.
Let's see the origin of that. Yeah, I'm hearing some click clacks from you, Paul. Hopefully it's good now.
That's no, I was hearing like full on feedback from your mic check, Henry.
Oh, from
Yeah,
mine?
it was. Yeah, that's what I was hearing earlier. It was doing it.
Oh, that's
But
strange.
then, like, I had my mic muted, and my mic was still lighting up, though, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
I'm on push to talk, so no feedback from me.
Yeah,
Is
no,
it
I was
all-
just like, it's like.
Is it all
I
good
think
by
I'm
now?
Yes.
Curious
Sure.
if that's something that'll come up on the stream or if that's only on the Discord side. All right. So, Paul. Salla will gesture to the restricted section and say, some interest in over there?
I'm always interested in the adventure and the danger.
Hmm.
Much like yourself, I suspect.
What would happen if I said I could help you out with getting into there?
I would listen to what you have to say.
Well, I'd say that, quite simply, I have more abilities than you do, and the ones which I have could be used to open certain ways. Interested?
Go on.
Well, I'd simply suggest that if our relationship became more of a working one, things could be worked out.
Working relationships. Everything has a cost. What is the cost for this?
Well, Paul, could you go and push to talk? I think the feedback's coming through your side. So, she'll say, I have an opportunity for you tonight. Tonight would be, well, one, an opportunity to join in a party that I'm going to be throwing while the teachers are cloistered in a meeting after the end of this period. And once that's done, whether you end up down there by whatever means, make your way to the storage rooms on the second lower level. Find one of the stashes of virgin crystal powder and just bring it on up to my friend's cauldron, Lewis. He's the second door on your right when you come up to this floor. Just drop some of that off tonight. How's that sound?
That sounds way too detailed for someone who hasn't even agreed to your deal. After hearing all of that, I'll rely on my own skills. It's not that I don't want a working relationship. It's just I don't think we know each other well enough for me to be doing your dirty work.
Okay. She'll lean back, hands behind her head.
I appreciate the offer.
So, eventually, the study period will conclude, and the professor will make his way and say, "All right, well, the free study time is over. Feel free to continue if you wish into the evening period, though your dinner might get a little cold. But nonetheless, a good day to you all." And with that, he hobbles out of the space. On her way out, Salla will say to the entire space, "Party in the duel room, 4th floor tonight, if anyone wants to have a good time." And she'll depart. Lome will move over to all of you after that and says, "Party! That's going to be great. We needed to have some fun. We need to let off some steam after all this hard work. Failed work. Sloppy work."
How long does these parties usually last? Do they last?
Well, I mean, they can kind of go as long as you want to. Most people go to them, frankly. You'll probably see everybody that you know there. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Dancing and some magically conjured music. Some of the 5th levels kind of take care of that. And yeah, it can go all night if you want to, if you don't want to sleep, or you can leave early. I usually leave after about 3 hours.
And are these something that could get us in trouble?
Usually no, actually. I mean, what happens there conceivably could, but nobody usually gets in trouble. I'll tell you that.
So the professors are okay with it?
I think they usually try and plan them at times when the professors are busy.
Okay.
That, or at least they have a good lookout system. There was one party where a couple of second years came in and quickly told everyone to kind of cloister the dust, and everybody just kind of get back to jigging calmly.
Right. I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Shall we all go get some food, or do you want to look around some
I
more
am
here?
very much thinking about dinner. That is
Dinner
before
sounds good.
parties or any dinner.
Dinner's good. I'll go to the party with you, Lome.
Okay, that'll be great. Let's go get food then.
Uh-huh.
Bernardo turns to Rhiannon as they're walking out and says, "You know, it just occurred to me. Why would a bear agree to live here? A literal bear."
It's not a literal bear. He's a bear folk. It's like being a bear, but it's not a bear. Because bear folk are a little better about not mauling you to death, generally.
So, smart bear.
Yes. I mean, I understand your question. It's just not an actual bear. That would be kind of horrifying.
Kind of like a bear with a human brain.
Yeah. Just, like I said, less horrifying than an actual bear in a very enclosed space.
I wonder if Professor Hoban does the dust.
I have a much lower opinion of him. But maybe.
You know where this is going, right? What I put
Yes,
in
I do.
Discord
Yes,
yesterday.
yes, now I do. Oh my god. Anyways.
It's got to be something with Cocaine Bear, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I said his name would be Pablo Escobar.
Just this party thing. Just think about it because, there was somebody here who's nobody's seen in 6 months.
I understand. I'm not going to partake. I just want to see. And he'll go and tell the other two about her offer.
So you're filled in on the offer that was given to Bernardo to tonight at some point or after the party visit the second lower level storage spaces and to retrieve some dust and drop it off here for Lewis.
Aaron, I know how much you enjoy Lewis's company, so, if you want to do that, it's all yours.
She lives with him now.
No thanks.
Even better. Oh my god.
The only reason I'm going to the damn party is so I don't have to go back to my room.
That's fair.
Why don't you just come and sleep in our room tonight?
I'm not breaking rules. We've seen what happens to those who break rules.
Or haven't seen in the case of that one girl who they haven't seen.
Exactly.
I think you're blowing it way out of proportion. You've got all these young people together in a setting where any one of them could blow up the entire place, but things still manage to function. I don't think it's as strict here as you think it is. I think there are some absolutes, but there's a lot of gray space in between I've seen.
Well, if you want
wait
to
a
break the
minute.
rules,
For example,
you do it.
throwing
I'm not doing
footballs
it.
around during archiving class. There
That's
was no,
possible.
he didn't stop the class, he didn't care.
Because he didn't notice. Because he
Did he notice?
He didn't notice at all.
made a tree, basically,
He was a bit
right
old and
behind him.
decrepit.
The professor's eyes barely left his book during the class.
Did you not notice that his plant got a lot bigger through glass?
It was very interesting. I thought it was a magical plant.
It was magic and a plant together. Hi. I was bored.
See, so he looks at Aaron. If even Rhiannon can be bored and goof around during class, my point is that they understand and not everything is an apocalypse.
Well, the other thing is, I don't know my roommates, and I don't know Lome that well.
Is
I
anybody
wouldn't
gonna
know.
mention the fact that the dust is downstairs where, it seems to be faculty and staff only? Oh, and prisoners?
Do you ever wonder where it's coming from?
Great, the professors are tricking everybody.
Again, it's the government. They're controlling everyone. I'm telling you.
All the more reason to not get ourselves turned into eternal servants.
So I'm not gonna go breaking any rules, honestly.
I'll make an appearance.
So that was a no on the party, Aaron? I'm not clear.
Well, I'll go to the party because everybody's going, so it's not really that big a deal. But I'm not gonna do anything there.
Make an appearance.
Right. I won't jump off any bridges. Got it.
There aren't any.
And don't touch the dust. And watch your drink. Do not set it down for even 1 minute without your eyes on it.
The stairs could technically be considered bridge-style spaces.
I guess you're right.
Bernardo's intrigued at the suggestion that somebody would try to roofie him.
I don't trust.
In fact,
why is everybody in the school a drug addict?
yeah, I'm not eating or drinking anything at that party.
Well,
No.
I have you two with me, so I don't need to worry. You guys are the most and I thought I was paranoid. You guys are the most paranoid people I've ever seen.
Just watch your back, because you also don't know. Somebody might slip something in your pocket and then get you in trouble.
This isn't like happy fun time school. We were arrested and now we go to school.
I don't remember the arrested part. I was playing with a puppy, and then in the cart, I don't remember being arrested.
I remember a lot of yelling. There was definitely yelling that happened. Apparently, don't go making flowers in the middle of the street. People don't like that.
Oh, I'm sticking with Rhiannon the whole time,
Okay.
so we can be party buddies. If you
I
want to
will be
stick with
there.
us, you can, but it is your choice.
But we're
I
not
know
going to
you
do
have
crime
my back.
downstairs. At least I'm not doing crime downstairs.
Lomé peeks her head around the corner of the door and says, "Are you guys coming? I thought you said you were hungry."
Oh, wait, food.
Yeah, we're coming.
Just go.
Right, so let's get back to the ground floor. This time, your old spot seems to be open, and Lomé sort of heads over to it to have a seat. Would you like to be?
Ladies first.
I was just going to the same old spot. Keep this status quo.
As you have a seat, and eventually servants will come with food for you. Is there anything further which you wish to discuss? Any individuals which you wish to connect with? Or are you simply going to eat your meal and then prepare to check out this
As
party?
the servants set our food down, I'm just gonna say out loud, I wonder about Haley, just to judge their reaction.
This individual that drops off your food. Has no reaction.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep trying that to see if I can figure out who came here with.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Good call. Alrighty. Anything additive during this food period? Or are you gonna get ready to party?
Not much. Bernardo just wants to ask Lomé if during these parties, I believe they said it was in the dueling room.
Mm-hmm.
Do they actually duel at these parties?
Sometimes, yeah, it can get a little rowdy, but usually it's pretty organized.
Okay, thank you.
Sometimes we have to make a little trip to the medical ward.
An organized party.
Yeah. It's okay. It's fun.
All right.
The biggest, put on smile.
Oh boy. This place is bonkers.
It's bananas, yo.
Bananas.
One teen said, "It's straight fire."
I believe that was said during archiving as fire was being thrown around.
No cap. These nuggies are straight fire.
Right. Let's go party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you all care to retrieve from your rooms, or?
I'm just gonna check on my bee, make sure he's doing okay.
You might want to have retrieved a flower or two from the greenhouse so that he doesn't starve.
Yep, I'm gonna grab, but I'm gonna actually dig up the roots and just put them in a little cup so I can have them in my room.
Okie dokie, perfecto. So, it's going to bring us here to the 4th floor. So we're going to super fun and happy party time.
Disco, disco.
And you may proceed at will.
He's kind of wandering around. Oh.
Yeah.
It's very decorative, just like the other floors.
Well, we learned these people don't like fun, so completely understandable.
As you enter this space, you can see there is a orb kind of floating in the center of the space of multiple colors of magic, flame and ice sort of swirling around one another. And you can see that several individuals over in the corner here seem to be concentrating on it, maintaining the spinning of this so that the lighting of this space is fluctuating. You can see at this time that several individuals in certain spaces, mostly to the left and right of you, seem to be softly kind of dancing, and there's an overall environment of networking, of some amount of drinking you can actually see. And you also note over here some individuals that seem to be kind of inhaling some stuff. So as you arrive, Lome's gonna say, "I'm gonna go say hi to a bunch of friends. Have fun. I'll be here. Hey guys, how you doing?" So, arriving at the party with most of the individuals that you've met so far at the school here, what do you care to do? How do you care to interact?
I'll just grab a drink.
Okay.
Kind of survey. And wait for Aaron and Rhiannon to take the lead. If they're going to stand there, then I'm going to stand there with them, showing solidarity.
I grab a drink, but I'm not drinking it, just so I have something in hand.
Same.
This 4th level will say, here you go. Have fun. What are you all doing here? You're crowding the way in. There's gonna be some people that want to join in, and
Okay, moving out of the way. Realizing that I've gotten a bit too close to Salve, I just start meandering the opposite direction.
As you all are coming in, she does look in your direction and give a wave.
Just give one of those nods. Oh.
Friends. Is this a preparatory
Sorry.
spell?
I was looking at the duration.
Hey, that guy's familiar, and Aaron's gonna point at Johnston, I think his name is.
That's right. And as you all
Oh,
step in, he'll kind of see you and start moseying over in your direction and say, "Well, hey, folks, how you doing?"
Good. Hi.
Good,
Doing
good.
great, Surfer Bro.
Could I offer you some crystal dust? Have you tried it yet?
I'm good.
No, thank you.
All right. Well, I suggest that you try it at least once. It's a nice time.
No thanks.
All right, we'll be over here.
Is everyone in this school a drug addict?
Apparently.
I don't think they think it's a drug. I think it's classified under performance enhancing substance,
That's
which is very clearly not a drug.
Yeah.
There's things called governments and laws and such, and in order to get what you want, you have to navigate those with some skill. And this is clearly one of those situations where what seems obvious and the right thing is actually the wrong thing. And so if you think about it, being bad is good.
Listen, if you want to go do it, go.
Right.
Oh, I have no
Okay.
interest in doing it. I just want to laugh at those who do and use it against them.
Solveig's gonna call out and say, "Dueling time! Clear the space!" And the individuals here are gonna sort of make their way away from this area.
Yep. I just follow the crowd and get out of the way.
All right, who's gonna be up first? She kind of paces around, looking to see who might be worthy challengers. You see Alvina in the corner kind of shrugs and says, "Let's have at it." And one of her peers will step up across from her. Do all of you care in any way to make yourself available to duel or no?
I'm going to place a bet on Alvina.
Fantastic.
Do I have any money on me?
You have the coin purse that you came here with, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can sucker somebody into a little bit of gambling.
Okay. Let's see, who might be game for that? As you mentioned gambling, Lulu, who you met earlier, will kind of poke her head around and say, "A bet? A wager?"
Yes. I would propose some money that Alvinia wins.
I think she won't. I'll take your money when she loses.
And if she wins, I'll take yours.
Yes.
Depending.
So, in that case, we move into a dueling section. You can watch as Alvina takes a small pouch from her side and inhales some of it, kind of winks at her competitor who does the same. And they're going to roll off initiative against one another. She's going to cast first, hurling a magic missile outwards. That individual is going to defend with a shield. And then they'll repeat the exchange several times as missiles fly back and forth at one another. You're not entirely sure the nature of the pattern until eventually it breaks down and she rushes forward, hurling out flame with her hands towards the other student, who gives a "Huh!" and then will exchange the same in return. As he returns the fire, she gives that and crouches down and taps on the ground repeatedly, holding a hand up. Says, "I seed, I seed." Ha! She'll sort of shrug it off, a little bit of scorch mark on her. You'll see as she applies some healing magic. Lulu holds out an open palm to you, Bernardo.
Bernardo will graciously put the coins into her hand and say, "How did you know?"
She just kind of shrugs and says, her scorch marks were worse than his.
Interesting. You were quite observant.
Was
I'd
I?
be curious to know what other things you observe, but perhaps now's not the time.
Just the ways in which the basement spins. She says.
Perhaps another wager, if you're interested in the next dueling pair.
Moving over towards Rhiannon and Aaron, Salve will say, "How about the two of you?"
What?
You're pretty evenly matched. Why don't you go at it?
Yeah, just look at Aaron. Let's do this. Step forward.
Alrighty. You two are up against each other then, and can take this in the way in which you see fit.
Okay.
Are you gonna roll initiative against each other, or start this in some other different way?
I'm okay with initiative.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, roll it. Okay. Aaron, what are you gonna do?
An attempt was made.
Let's do a chromatic orb. Fire.
Holy crap!
To dodge this, biatch.
Alright.
And that's how Rhiannon died.
Worry not about that, as the orb will nonetheless smash into you, and your lights go cold out. But as you do so, you feel energy flow softly through you. And you, Rhiannon, are going to advance to second level.
Whew.
As you fall unconscious.
All you hear is she's like, ow!
I didn't think it was gonna be that powerful.
Bernardo just looks at you like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know.
Salve's gonna say, "We have a winner here. Let's get this one up." Aaron, Bernardo, roll me a perception check. As Lulu says to you, Bernardo, "Oh, that one happened faster than I thought it would." You watch as moving over towards Rhiannon, Salave kind of pulls a cloth out from her side and wipes it over Rhiannon's face before pocketing it, and then pulling her up and applying curing wounds to her. But
So I see that she was drugged.
Oh.
She put the dust on her face.
Yep. As you inhale and are restored 8 points of healing, Rhiannon, you are affected by the Virgin Crystal Dust.
The hell?
Which will mean several things. Let's see, where are we? I have... Did I note this or set? Here we are. Alright. You feel euphoric. You feel your power is temporarily bolstered, which will mechanically mean that any spell you cast for the next hour casts at a level higher, mechanically.
Like a measured circle.
So if you chuck a magic missile at first level, it's going to come out with an additional bolt as if it were second level. And on top of gaining the experience points required to advance to the second level, which I believe is going to be 600. I'm going to just check that real quick. You're going to gain an additional 200 points from inhaling the dust. Experience points that just stick. Yep. So go ahead and mark yourself at, from that, 800 experience points, Rhiannon.
I feel weird. Good weird, but weird.
You okay?
No.
Back.
Other than getting smacked in the face with fire, did something else happen to me? I feel like getting knocked on my ass like that shouldn't feel good, but I do feel good.
So, waiting for Solveig to kind of step back so I can speak to her without her hearing, Bernardo will whisper to Rhiannon that she put some dust in your nose before she woke you up.
Oh, okay, thank you for telling me.
You got roofied. I always thought it was going to be me, but it was you.
I'll be fine. I'll just be fine.
Sorry for knocking you out. I didn't
No.
think it was going to be that powerful.
No. Don't. I mean, yeah, you're good at magic. I'm happy for you.
Solveig will say, why don't we have a boys' game? Bernardo, why don't you step up here with Lewis? Why don't you test him?
I'd be more than happy to destroy Lewis in the fine art of fencing. Your magic traditions here are quite limited. I have no desire to participate in this flinging of magic missiles back and forth. However, if you have someone that can challenge me with swordplay, I'd be more than interested.
She'll look over towards Lewis, and Lewis will say, I don't have a sword. She'll say, no one has a sword, Bernardo. Do you want to play or not?
Sure. 25 paces. I'm a short man.
Lewis will say, all right. That means I'll be able to scorch it faster. And before you walk away, no, you walk away, Bernardo. Lulu will turn to those around her and say, anybody think Bernardo's gonna lose this one? I don't. So.
Not sure. I haven't seen Lewis actually do anything useful, so.
Bernardo, are you ready to roll initiative?
Yes, sir.
Then roll. Lewis will act first. All right. Watch out, because here he comes. He's going to open with, after inhaling some of the crystal dust, magic missile. Cha!
I'm going to go ahead and shield it using my one and only spell slot.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. That will be deflected, and he'll say, you've got nothing left. Prepare to be destroyed. You're up.
Bernardo will advance quickly and confidently, flourish his blade, and channel the power of Booming Blade through it.
All right. Go for it.
He'll say, you'll have my rebuttal presently.
As you swing out the weapon, Lewis gives a ah, and he tries to raise a shield, but too late. And with that, the slam hits him with a thundering boom. And he gives a duh, and falls unconscious on the ground.
He chuckles and says, he'll give him a kind of a salute with his blade, even though it's invisible. He's just holding his hand up and then just walks back.
And the blade will speak and say, "Ooh, that was soft. I thought we'd get a little bit more resistance to this."
I almost contemplated invoking the curse. I know you want it.
He's not worth it, though. Save it.
I just kind of look over to Lulu. Are you always right about these things?
She says, "No.
Oh,
Always is
right twice now.
always is a rather ultimate term that I stay away from when I can.
Are you right a lot?
Oh, most definitely."
Oh, neat.
Interesting.
So, Solvay will say, "Well, I think that was pretty fun. Why don't we get back to some more enjoyment? Let's get the ball going again." These individuals are going to take their corner position once again and resume the standard fare of the party. They're going to retake the space, as beat up as some of them may be. Lewis. And my question to you is, as you can see, both Lulu and Lomé at this point are enjoying some crystal dust and offering you all some.
I'm good.
What are you going to do with the rest of your time this evening? Or are you ready to retire?
Would it be possible for Bernardo to accept some of the dust, but stash it?
Yeah.
Like, not obviously, but, so they would think that he took some, but actually didn't.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
You sure it's not deception?
You do
Nice.
so, and you are not noticed. So you have, if you have in your inventory a single serving, you can bring that up to 2 servings now of the crystal
Well, I had
dust.
1.5, because apparently somebody gave me their half of
We'll
a
make
serving.
that 2.5. Alrighty. So Bernardo's gonna just stash some of the good stuff. And how about the other 2 of you? Anything else to do here at the party?
Rihanna's just gonna ask Aaron to keep an eye on her.
Will do. I will stay here as long as you want to
Hey,
stay.
I probably should go to bed. Really awake though. As soon as it starts wearing off, it's like, get me out of here.
Yeah. Well, before it starts wearing off, I guess I'll say Lewis will make his way over to Bernardo and offer a hand. Say, "Good one."
I would say the same, but you didn't put up much of a fight.
I put up a fight. I just didn't fight well enough.
Fair enough. I respect your courage.
I'm noble, have you know. Hey, ladies, you guys want to go on an adventure to the basement?
No,
Now?
basements aren't cool. Been there, done that, hate it.
How about you folks? And Lumi will say, "Oh, that could be fun." And Lulu will say, "I'll be down there eventually." I'll say, "All right, well, I'm gonna get a head start." And as Lome starts to follow, Lulu just kind of takes her wrist calmly. And Lome goes, "Huh?" Lulu shakes her head. "Oh, okay." As
I
Lewis heads
look
off
at
in that
Lulu
direction.
I look at Lulu in mouth. Thank you.
Lulu is not looking
I
at you.
probably actually say it out loud though because I'm not really.
Well, with that, whenever you're ready, y'all can head out of here.
we let's go. I wanna bed. Bed good. I like bed. Bed.
Now to make sure she gets home safe.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I can't carry her.
Well, I meant just
I
keep an eye on
walk.
her
My
and
feet
go with
work. It's
you.
just brain weird. Not a fan.
I think you'll be fine. Everybody else here seems to be functioning. You'll be a functioning person again soon.
Was I ever? That's a good question.
Debatable.
Oh, this is what it means when people have existential crises on drugs. Weird.
Well, I think that was productive.
Yeah. Despite, hitting the stone really hard, I actually kind of like your carpet idea now. Despite hitting
Finally, someone
the
sees the
stone
light.
really, really hard, I feel like, and it's not just the drug thing. I feel a lot stronger. It's weird. I think it was
That's good.
weird. I almost feel like I could turn. Nah, I couldn't do that. Maybe I could.
Do you believe you can fly?
Not yet. But I might be able to turn into a cat. That'd be weird.
He gives her some side eye.
You will eventually, successfully, make your way back to your room. Able to rest, and Aaron, you return to, thankfully, an absence from a particular member of your room here.
Basement ate him. Yay!
And find your way to rest without issue. And so, with the morning coming, I will just go ahead and shortcut us all right to breakfast period.
How you doing, Rhiannon?
Head owie.
Nice big greasy breakfast will help with that.
Breakfast. I don't like the fact that they didn't that one of our professors didn't understand when I said coffee. That concerns me.
I thought it was just you being witty.
I was trying to be, but our professor was like, I don't want to talk about coffee. I want coffee.
There has been no coffee here, unfortunately.
Well,
tea.
dust is coffee.
Tea is fine. No dust. Dust bad.
Dust is coffee.
Is it though? Is it bad?
Yes. Especially when you're drugged against your will. Stupid. Salve. Dumb. I want eggs.
Well,
Brianna's just kind of like
what
grumbling.
should we do about it? Should we make her disappear?
But no, I don't think that's the best idea. No, I think actually that might be the worst idea.
You don't want revenge?
Well, I mean, I kind of do, but I don't want to make her I don't want to like get in trouble and get disappeared into the basement or something.
You cannot let her insult go unpunished, unopposed. You must do something so that she doesn't think that she can just run around and run you as she sees fit.
Uh-huh.
That might be a subtle long-term plan.
Yeah, that seems like a better idea.
But first, breakfast.
Well, yeah, everything. Breakfast is more important than like basically everything right now. Yeah, everything.
Did they have blintzes for breakfast?
Have what?
A blintz.
What's that?
It's like a little pastry. It's a pancake with stuffing rolled up.
Good. Yeah,
No. You're gonna have to send me an image of one of those, so I know what the heck it is.
Yeah, it's an actual food.
Yeah, I believe you. I just don't know what it is. That's cool. All right, but maybe on the menu in the future. Alrighty. Well, nonetheless, you have your breakfast phase here. Ome will idly chatter, saying, "Did y'all have fun at the party last night?"
Until Salave drugged me. Yes.
Oh no. Did it at least feel nice?
It was weird.
I told you it's good.
Mm, 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 mm. But also, once again, against my will. Place seems to be really good at that.
Yeah, that's not good. Anyway, I think we have different classes this period. I am.
Apparently,
I'm
my day today
I'm
is
back,
just-
circling back. No, that's right. More archiving for me.
I am so sorry.
That's okay. It's not the worst.
I've probably got different classes too now that I'm level 2.
I have what do I have today? I have star seeking and dreaming. What?
Have fun with that. Don't fall asleep.
But
I
wouldn't
think you're
that be
supposed to fall asleep.
exactly? I thought like I don't understand how I have to go to school for dreaming. I'm pretty good at that. Pretty much a thing, I think.
Lemay's gonna say, "Did you get an updated schedule, Aaron? In your cauldron?"
I think she just
Oh, there we go. Gina Lemay asked Aaron if she had received an updated schedule in her cauldron this morning.
I did. Let me look at it.
No, you did not. No updates. Same
No
schedule.
updates? Actually, no. Same schedule, which is really strange.
Well, I guess you're on the same courses then.
Maybe it switches over on the next week.
That'd be more likely. So, I will mention logistically that this will be your last sort of open room segment. We are going to be closing our session with the next class period. So if there are any additional sort of things you want to head off, now would be the time. Otherwise, you can head off towards the next lesson.
No, I think it's time to learn about stars, seeking them or something.
The great old ones.
That's a weird name for stars.
You'll see.
Okay, we just call them stars. I mean, I know that I've been rather sheltered most of my life, but I just thought they were just called stars.
I feel like they might be punishing Lil May with more archiving.
I feel like that's just evil. I mean, I know this isn't the best place, but that's just evil.
You will find your way up the stairs all the way to the 5th floor to attempt to come to your next class period. As you are ascending past this to the 6th floor to attend your star seeking. No, not even. You're going to the 7th floor for star seeking.
Oh my goodness.
So it is continuing straight on towards the next stairway. And yet, as you approach said stairway, you see Professor Grimbold, the dueling professor, alongside the ever-present Salla. And Professor Grimbold holds his hand up and says, "Halt. I bring interruption to your curriculum. I see fit to take you instead to the Omni-sphere for an initiation. The 3 of you will come with me, and
Okay.
a 4th level student to accompany you.
Okay.
Follow me."
Yeah. Okay. Okay, whatever. I got confused.
Salla will say, well, somehow we keep seeming to end up together. This is too funny, isn't it?
Ha ha. Laugh right.
Entering into this space, you can see a large circular domed structure in the middle of this room. It seems to be shielded with a soft, light blue sphere, and within you can see what appears to be a kind of terrain. Right now it's a simple sandy and grassy piece, but as the doors close behind you, Professor Grimbold will say, welcome, new students, to the Omni-sphere. Within this space, your very selves will be condensed down to a smaller version of you. Harm will be dampened. You can be what would be otherwise slain within, and yet stay standing. I have observed progress amongst you, and I believe that some or all of you may be strong candidates for a team, an Omni-sphere team, one of which I have interest in fielding. This will be your first opportunity to test out this space. If you are prepared, step forward and onto these rugs. Remove any handwear that you have.
Handwear?
Indeed. And when you are ready, place your open palm upon the edge of the Omni-sphere.
Go ahead and do that.
That is going to be here. So, as you do so, you feel your forms pulled quickly like water. It feels partially like you are being torn into 1,000 pieces, and partially like you are flowing seamlessly and with ease before you find yourselves reshaped, smaller, and within this space, as the still massive form of Professor Grimbold looks down upon you from the edge of the sphere. Points, his voice now resonating across this space. Align here. Salla will move and take that space.
Do we all need to move over there?
Says, your first foes will now be prepared for you. Be at arms, mages. And as he swirls his hand, what appear to be illusions take on a form, and on the far side of this sphere, here a set of wolves, gnarling, with blood dripping from their mouths as they look towards you.
I thought they were cats before you enlarged it.
Defend yourselves! Salla takes fire into her hands, and I would ask you all to roll initiative. Or that's a low roll for the opposition. Salla is going to act first, and she's going to hurl a... This, yeah, that should be good. Firebolt. Critically striking this wolf as it falls and its image shimmers out of existence. Aaron, you're up next.
Going to throw a firebolt at this one.
All right, let's see it. All right, damage done. 4 points.
Rhiannon's not in the initiative order. She got an
Oh.
18.
Didn't click my token. I'm sorry.
Rhiannon, you're up.
Okay, cool.
If you want to take any movement, Aaron, feel free to do so.
I'm really far away. Okay. Let's move a bit. And let's start small. We're gonna cast Infestation.
Nice and small. Simply infests the enemy. Very small. No effect.
I'm sure glad that's fine. Yeah, I'm done now.
Bernardo.
Seeing Rhiannon so carelessly and recklessly charge forward, he will move to support her. However, he has short legs, so he doesn't get quite as far. And so he will ready a booming blade for any enemy that comes within his reach.
All right, that means the wolves are up. So wolf number 1 is going right to Rhiannon. Trying to bite. 14 to hit.
No.
All right, you juke out of the way. Dog number 2
It's a good little puppy.
is going up to Bernardo with a 12 to hit.
That's a miss, and I will make a return strike.
Alrighty, let's see it. That's a hit.
And the booming blade, if it moves, will be...
Okay. This wolf is going to rush towards the individual that fire-bolted it and arrive with a dash, but that is its turn. Salla is going to look towards you, Aaron, and say, you got that one. Let me repay something a bit. And chuck a firebolt at the one that is harassing Rhiannon. Bloodying it. Rhiannon, you're up.
Okay. Hold on. Step 1. Oh, well, let's see. Oh no, it's not a circle of. All right, let's just magic missile it.
Okay. First missile strikes it. It goes down.
Oh, the other two would I have been able to
Redirect them? Yes, you may.
redirect?
Into the one next to Bernardo,
Mhm.
which will take it down.
Okay. I'm done.
Aaron, you're up.
Alright, we're gonna do poison spray.
Ooh. Alrighty. On save. That's a fail. Takes 5. It is bloodied. Bernardo.
Bernardo will quickly and efficiently advance with his sword at the ready and repeat said killing of wolf.
Alright. Down it goes. At the wolves' turn in initiative, you will hear the resonating voice of Grimbold above say, "Are you now prepared for the flanking attack?" As 3 more wolves are manifested behind your position. One of them dashing towards Aaron, one towards Bernardo, and one towards Salave. these two wolves, let's see. Yep. So, with one of the wolves' allies within 5 feet, these two wolves can take these spaces. And attack roll. Creature, if at least one of the wolves' allies within 5 of the creature, and the ally is incapacitated. Cool. These wolves have advantage on their attack rolls against you. Towards Bernardo. A 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
Nice. And towards Aaron. A 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That'll do it. And that's going to be a strength save to not get knocked prone. That is a fail by 1, so you take the 6 points. And you are knocked prone. You're on the ground. And there's a fail on the attack against Salla. She is going to return fire with a Burning Hands against this wolf. Up-leveled. And the wolf fails the save. Wolf is burned away. Rhiannon, you're up.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Get everybody. Perfect. Oh, everybody's gonna be over there. All right. Step 1, bonus action. We're gonna make this a little more fair, and we're going to do my spirit totem.
Okay.
We're gonna use the bear. Let me put that what bear does. The bear is very cool. And it is going to manifest. So that's the bear. It's going to manifest right about. Cool. Let's put it right here so that should get everybody who's going to be over there. And it would definitely get those two who actually have wolves in the area.
I have a bear.
So that's
Bear.
Action. Bear.
Is this where you want it?
You gotta draw some dust on its nose.
No, it's not that kind of bear. However, you know what? I feel like fight fire with fire, and so step 2, wild shape into a wolf.
Okie dokie. And that token should be available under your druid forms folder, Audrey.
Yep. Okay, so
And we'll
there.
put a little green dot on it to mark that it is you.
How far can I move? Movement is 40 feet. Perfect. I'm gonna. So it would have been me. 40 feet will put me right here to be able to attack everything. Let me just. I can't delete my token. So okay.
I got you.
All right, and I'm done.
Okay.
But so Gina, you have 10 hit points. Everybody has 10 hit points actually.
Fantastic.
They have 10 hit points.
Aaron, you are up.
Alright, well, we're gonna get up. And then we're going to do a shocking grasp on this one.
Okie dokie. See it. It's a 19. That is a D8. And as you hit with that, roll me another D8. Okay. Another 7 points of lightning damage as a surge of magic flows through you. Receive another 600 points of experience, which should bring you to level 3. Bernardo's up.
The remaining foe will feel my sting.
Fantastic.
I would go on a speech about how it killed my father, prepared to die, but it's not the right time.
All right, so that's 6 points. It is bloodied, and it has a booming blade set on it. It is going to turn right to you, Bernardo, and bite. 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
There it is. And a strength save. Salla's going to kind of mockingly say, Can you really not take care of one little wolf, little man? Big little man. Gonna cast a magic missile at it, which is going to hammer the creature, which now falls over and dissipates. So is this one. Bernardo, you've got down to 3. And this brings us to this.
No, I had the temp hit points.
Oh, apologies. Go ahead
Yeah, I
and
already
correct
had
that for
7.
you.
so-
There
Yeah,
you
so
go.
I'm still at 10.
Awesome. Grimbold will say, "Then but another foe remains. One that is mighty. One that you must combine your focus to defeat. Prepare yourselves, mages, for comes now the ogre."
Oh, we were supposed to have advantage on the strength save.
Okay. So you are
And
not...
The totem's gonna be up for a minute.
Roll me another strength save then. Save against that. As this foe enters the field, Salave is going to try and conjure a scorching ray against it. That is going to be 3 to hit, all of which will. She's going to give it a nice big hit. And she's going to step back. You're up, Rhiannon. Big boys on the
Okay,
field.
cool. Yep. Let's go for a run. And
That is a miss by
Oh, sorry.
1.
ah,
All good.
all right. That's fine.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
Alright, we're gonna throw a chromatic orb at this guy. Fire.
Let's see it. That will not do it. Bernardo, you're up. Move. if you
All right,
wish.
moving forward. Doesn't get there. Readies an attack. Booming blade.
Fantastic. This
Thank
ogre is going to roar. Brrr, and swing its great club out towards Rhiannon. Blood slamming into the dirt of the arena as it lumbers
Kinda.
forward into range of Bernardo's strike. It's a nice hit for 7. Alrighty. Salave is up. She's going to move up here a bit and chuck another Scorching Ray at this thing. Very much unloading on it. And that is 2 hits for 10. Creature is considered bloodied. Wolfie is up again.
Now I have advantage. Gonna guess I hit.
That hits. Creature cannot be knocked prone.
Okay, that's
Takes
fine.
the 6.
Then I'm done.
Aaron, you're up. Gina, are you
I
there?
think She froze.
Uh-oh.
She's frozen.
Frozen connection. Give that a second.
There we go.
Fantastic. Firebolt hits. Oh. Go. Lost my mouse for a second. That's 10. Alrighty. Bernardo, what you got?
The same thing, but even better. Wah, wah.
Womp womp with the 10. Oh, big
Can I use
man.
inspiration?
If only. Alrighty. Big man ogre is up, and ogre is going to swing on Bernardo. 10 for a 10. Uh-oh. Little Discord issue there. And we're good. Alright.
Not gonna do it.
Not
However,
going to do it. Yep.
Never mind. I have to actually be hit.
Okay. Alrighty. The ogre is done. Salave is up. and is going to cast a magic missile, which is going to slam into the weakened creature as it falls over, collapsing into an illusory nothing before you. Just kind of give a easy. And with that,
That's it? There's no more?
you're out of combat. Grimbold will say, "Well done. You have prevailed."
Go back to being me.
Know that this was but preparation, but to accommodate you, make you accustomed to what it feels like to do battle within the Omni-sphere. This challenge was meant but to simply prepare you for the true test that is to come. And lastly, I would prepare you with this experience as you watch as a small flicker of flame appears at the end of one of his fingertips that he then taps onto the edge of the sphere, and that fire slowly falls down towards you all as it accelerates, gaining speed before it encompasses all of you in a great burning burst. And as this fireball echoes outwards, you all, for but a split moment, feel an insurmountable pain of flame before it evaporates back into that liquid sensation as you are pulled back into your bodies that look down upon the Omni-sphere. Well done. And I see that some amount of reclamation has occurred. Interesting. Your powers increase quickly, Aaron. And yours have as well, Rhiannon. Promotions will be in order, though those will not be afforded until tomorrow. Rest tonight in the beds that you normally would, and continue with this period as well as you see fit. Oh, let's wait again. There we go. So, continue with your break time. You'll be expected in your dreaming session for second period today. But tomorrow, I will see you again here in the morning, as the four of you will be my new Omni-sphere team. Goodbye.
Oh.
He steps
With a
away.
tip of the hat. Good day, sir.
I need to learn more animals.
Salave
You can
will
do a bee.
smile in your direction.
I actually
Say,
can't do a bee right now.
"Oh, just the teammates I was hoping for."
Yay.
Can't
Well, you
tell if
could
you're
have
being
just-
sarcastic or not.
Sucked and not been on our team.
Shakes
How about
her
you
head.
try not drugging me again, though? That'd be great.
She shrugs and says, "Just spreading joy, it's what I do."
Yeah, no. Don't do it again.
See where I'm from? That's called herpes. He
Just-
shakes his head at her.
She'll say, "I promise."
Okay, I need to learn how to turn into a bear.
You don't have to like each other. You just have to fight together. And if you
I
want
have
to turn
fight
into
her?
a bear,
Great.
go learn it from Professor Hoban.
No, I just have to study. I can turn into lots of animals now. Great.
Have him turn into a bear, and then you can study
He's
it.
I just gotta. He's a bear. You know what I'm moving.
Simple. I don't see what the problem is.
We will continue with your further escapades during our next session. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for being here. I will see you all in 2 weeks for our continuation.
Right, because Mother's Day is next week.